Hello everyone, my name is Kane and welcome back to more, if it'll show on the recording, Magic Appear. There we go. Chaos Child, and have I... I was wondering if I was going to talk about this or not, but man, something interesting happened in between recordings here that I still don't know if I'm perfectly safe from it, but long story short, I almost got hacked. Or at least I might be? I'm not sure. I changed passwords and everything, but if you might remember from last episode, I mentioned how I was getting bothered. It was a Steam thing, and I was an idiot. But thankfully, even though I signed in, I managed to, like, whatever call it, I was keeping an eye on it and managed to, like, disconnect everything before anything could happen. Change passwords on everything. So I think I'm good because it's been 2 days since I've last recorded, 2 or 3 days, and nothing's happened. I've kept an eye on everything purchase-wise and account-wise, but yeah, quite the scare. So how about we worsen my mental state with some Chaos Child, shall we? Oh yeah, we were in the middle of one of these. You know what, for once, just give me positive. Fortunately, it was after school and the cafeteria was just about to close, so there weren't many people in the room. There were only a few groups of people who were probably chatting about nothing important, and a few boys and girls intently reading their books. Nobody was paying attention to us. I didn't think anyone would see me and make a fuss, but... I won't deny that my paranoia always makes me check my stuff. So how does your power work, exactly? Is there a limit on how much weight or how big an object or how many things you can move? I haven't tested that yet. And can you aim precisely? Do you ever move things other than what you mean to? I haven't tested that yet either. He had a good point. It'd probably be a good idea to test those things out. What should I do? Alright. For the first time in a while, positive. Okay, let's try this. I'm not doing this for fun. I'm doing this to master my power. Got it? This is a bad idea. Yeah, that's what I want to hear. Also, don't talk while I'm trying to concentrate. If I can't focus, I can't do it. I stare at the can that Ito had just thrown. I imagined it flying into the little hole in the garbage can. There it is. I could see my D-sword appear in the corner of my eye. I got pretty good at this part. The next part was the hard one. I tried to focus on the image in my mind. It's clear. Miyashiro, stop! Miyashiro, stop! Huh? Huh? I was interrupted by a quiet yell from Ito. What? Surprised, I turned toward Ito, and then my mouth flew open in shock. I hadn't seen them because the vending machine was blocking my view, but 2 girls were walking up to the bench. I saw them and panicked, then tried to shut down my power. But that was the worst thing I could have done. Oh dear. What? The coffee ended up heading toward one of the girls' feet instead of the garbage can. Positive! Crap! She didn't see it coming. There was a chance she might slip on it. If she hurt herself, it would be my fault. What should I do? Should I use my power again to stop it? Stop, damn it! The second I told it to stop, it changed its course as if a giant hand had come down and smashed it from above. It fell to the ground with a huge clatter. The 2 girls leapt up out of the sudden noise and turned toward us. When they did, one of their Okay. Huh? As the girl sponged, she quickly put her ass skirt. And then her eyes met.
Hello.
Hey, you're creepy. What are you staring at?
Oh no, the sound can't surprise me at all. I didn't see anything. But 2 of them glared at me warily and ran up the stairs. What was that about? Even if it was my fault, I'd save them from danger. And from where I was sitting, I couldn't see anything anyway. I see. Blue, huh? I guess he could, though. I'm going to destroy you, Ito. Anyway, Ito got to see what was under her skirt and I didn't. And when they turned toward us, he looked away with the speed that rivaled being a psychic power in its own way and pretended to see nothing. So I was the only one who got branded pervert. I'm going to kill Ito. Hey, Ito? Wow, that's one hell of a power. Yeah, I'm gonna use it to crush your head. I was pissed, but for some reason Ito was looking at me with newfound respect. What? I'm amazed you came up with such a great way to look at a girl's skirt. You got my respect. That wasn't on purpose. Huh? What? It wasn't. No. No, that sucks. Go home, man. No, hear me out. I don't want to hear you out. Ito suddenly took on the air of a scientist and leaned closer toward me. You're too close. Yeah, that's creepy. Just listen. What is it? You have just become the god of male students everywhere. Huh? What the hell is he talking about? Can I teleport you out a window yet?
Oh, it's Haku and Shin-chan.
Can I throw you out a window yet? As I furrowed my brow, Sarah came down the stairs toward us. Hello.
There you are. I'll get something to drink too.
Get Mountain View. Sarah nodded hesitantly, then put her coins into the vending machine and hit the button for a drink next to the Mountain View. Dr. B. There was a thud as the ball dropped into the bomb compartment. Yashiro, now! Huh? Let the ball to the floor, make it roll. No! Why? Just do it. Think of it as practice. Okay. No! I didn't really know what was going on, but I tried to visualize the ball Sarah was reaching for falling to the floor. The diesel was still there in the corner of my eye, and it was easy to send the image into both their brains. Ito's gonna be the reason why we get hunted down, you realize that, right? Because he's egging us on. The ball flew out of Sarah's hands just like I wanted. And it rolled along the floor just like I envisioned.
Wait!
Sarah stretched her hand out to the ball and ran after it. Stop. Of course she was... Stop. No, I'm not even doing this. No. Enough. I've had enough. Just like I thought. Shut up. I'm going to destroy you, Ito. No, stop it. No. No, stop it. So compassion moved to me. What are you doing? Birdie, I'm trying to have yourself. The panic tried to block Sarah from his sight as best I could, and then her cheerful, oblivious voice come from behind me.
That scared me. I felt like the ball cue life ran away from me.
Turn around slowly. Eriko was holding the ball in both hands with her usual dopey grin on her face.
If I open this, it's gonna splash everywhere, right?
Sarah walked back toward us as she spoke. Stop. Try to stop it. Stop about what I just tried to do in the wish. I'm going to Can I use my psychic powers to destroy Ito? He whistled instantly, and then I crushed his head. October 15th, 2015, Thursday. Oh, here we go. We're back here. The medical examiner system. This system allows for an examination, or in some cases an autopsy, to determine the cause of death in accidents, or when a person has died from disease or an unknown cause. The work of the medical examiner is done as follows. In the event of an unusual death, the forensic officer first conducts an examination, which is then followed by a death investigation from the medical examiner. If the cause of death can be determined, the body is then turned over to the family. If the death investigation fails to determine the cause of death, only then does the examiner conduct an autopsy. And if it is judged that a crime was involved, a further, more expansive judicial autopsy is conducted. But such an autopsy has already been performed on Watabe Tomoki. It was extremely unusual for a second autopsy, like this one, to be performed.
どうだ
Well, Shinjo averted his eyes from the coroner's knife. He'd been to many judicial autopsies, but it was something he'd never gotten used to. He probably never would, he thought. As for the person standing next to the coroner, she was staring at the open skull without the slightest trace of disgust.
やはり
I suspect that I'm seeing signs of enlargement.
肥大化
Enlargement of the brain.
この状況で
What
他
else?
に
Do
何
you
が
think I could look at his skull and tell you if his internal
解凍
organs
さ
had
れた
enlarged?
頭を見て内
Shinjo's
臓の肥大が分かるとでも言
shoulders
うの
slumped
か
a little. When he'd first met her, he'd been unsure of how to handle her, but now he actually felt kind of worried for her. Didn't that get tiring after a while?
さっき聞いた話じゃ
From what you said
死
before, the
因は
cause of
間
death
違
was
いなく
definitely
窒息死というこ
suffocation.
とだったなっ
窒息だけで
Suffocation alone wouldn't be
こ
enough
んな
to
風
do
に
this
は
to
な
you.
らない
てことは
Which means
これ
it's
ま
the
での
same
被
as the
害
other
者と同
victims,
じ
huh?
ってわけ
Any idea as to the cause?
脳の肥大の
何しろ検体が少なす
We
ぎる
just don't have enough samples. The symptom could be something unique to the victims or something all
一連の被
giglomaniacs
害
have
者
in
だけに
common.
見られるのか
わからないか
So you don't know.
知る方法な
There's a
ら
way to find out, though.
何
What?
あの二人
We can open up the skulls of Miyashiro Takeru and
宮代拓
Ayumura
と
Hinae.
有
That will
村
tell us
ひな
whether
い
or
の
not
頭を開い
it's
て調
something
べ
that
れ
all
ばいい
giglomaniacs have in common.
そうすれば
Don't be stupid. We can't do that.
そんなこと
冗談だ
I'm joking. These days we got
Emo
CRT and MRI
CD
scans. There's no need to
MRI
chop open their skulls.
わざ
うん
なんだ
Why, is it so surprising that I
私
tell
が
a
冗
joke?
談を言うのがそ
いや
No. Shinjo thought to himself that she probably hadn't been joking. He knew Kunosato Mio didn't like giglomaniacs. She hated them from the bottom of her heart. He didn't know why she despised them so much. Of course, there was probably a good reason for it, but he wished she would tone it down a bit. They probably didn't become giglomaniacs by choice, and more than anything, he didn't want to lose their help with the case.
さて
So,
これ
what's
か
the
ら
plan
ど
for the
う操作し
investigation
てい
now?
ったらいいんだろうな
If there were still test subjects under the hospital, there were things that police could do. But when he'd gone down there wasn't a trace of anything left. Yeah, that's right. Shinjo went down there, but everything was gone for some reason.
証拠なら
We got evidence if we need it,
Alright.
though, right? Kurosawa's voice was as cold as ever. You talking about the girl?
証拠
Evidence?
何のために
Why
あ
do you
の
think I
娘を
brought
連
that
れ出し
girl
た
out
と思
there?
ってるんだ
Make her tell you everything she knows.
知ってる
おいおい
Come on,
相
she's
手は
just a
子
kid.
供だぞ
子供じゃない
She's not just a kid.
危険な
She's
ギ
a
ガラマ
dangerous
ニアックス
giglomaniac. Shinjo rubbed his temples, unsure of what to say. October 15th, 2015, Thursday. Frisha Credit Bureau. Momose Katsuko sat in a reception room in a messy corner of her office and sighed as she ran her hand through her hair.
返してください。
Please let me go home.
私を
Please let me go
返して
home.
ください。
No matter how many questions Momose asked her or how she tried to get Uki to talk, that was the only answer she would give. Sometimes she'd try asking if there was anything she wanted or if she felt like eating anything. But the answer was always the same.
お願いです。
Please let me go
返
home.
してください。
She hadn't even made the tiniest bit of progress since the girl had arrived. Even the endlessly patient Momose would want to sigh after all that. She still didn't know where this Yamazoe Uki girl was from, or how she ended up in that hospital. But from what she'd seen, there was a chance she'd endure significant abuse. And then she was suddenly rescued from it, and taken to a completely different environment, so she must have been very confused. She knew from experience that victims like that need to be treated very carefully.
私が早く
Gotta
帰
get
らな
back
いと
quickly. Everyone will have trouble.
皆さんが困ってしまうんです。
She kept repeating the same lines like a broken audio player. Mose was starting to think that it was time for a different approach. She didn't know what would happen if she told the girl this, so she kept it a secret till now.
ちゃんと話して
But I need to
現
tell
実
her
を認識
and
さ
make
せ
her
てあげ
face
た方がいいかもし
reality.
れない。
お願いです。
Please, I need to go back
私は
there.
あそこ
しょうがない。
I guess I don't have a choice.
話してみよう
I'll
か。
try telling her. Momose, what are you doing? Once she made a decision, she didn't spend any time on second thoughts. This was both an advantage and a disadvantage.
あのね、ゆきちゃん。
Listen, Uki-chan.
はい。
Yes.
そこまで
If
帰
you
り
really
たい
want
と
to
いう
go
の
back
な
that
ら
badly, I can
教
tell you
えてあげる
something.
わ。
You want me to go back?
返してくれるんですね。
Thank you.
ありがとう。
聞いて。
Listen to
あ
me.
なたがどれだ
No
け
matter
帰
how
り
much
た
you
い
want
と
to go
望ん
back,
でも
it's impossible now.
もう無理
無理。
Impossible?
だって
Because the place
あ
you
な
were
たがい
in,
たあの場
the
所
place, that place under the hospital,
病院の地
It's
下に
gone
あった
now.
あの場所は
huh? Mostly was relieved to finally see shock on Uki's face.
よかったこの子
Good, she does
ちゃん
have
と
normal
普通の感情
feelings.
がある
Like Kunosara had said, they hadn't done any operations on her that would destroy her ability to experience emotions.
この前ね
Right after you
あ
came
な
here,
た
the
がここへ来て
detective,
から
you
す
know,
ぐ
the
に
young
刑
one
事
who looks tired all the time,
若
he
い
said he
く
went
せ
to
に
that
くたびれ
hospital.
た刑事いたね
The girl simply listened to Momose speak, her eyes wide. Momose kept talking, watching her carefully,
それでね
and he went to the
と
autopsy room, was
解
it?
剖室
And then to the
から
basement, where you
地下へ
were.
行ったそうよでもね
But he said there was
そ
nothing
こに
there.
は何
The
も
room
な
you
か
were
っ
in was empty.
そんな。
Then where did
じゃあ
you go?
皆さんは
With all the
あそ
people
こにいた
there.
皆さんは
たいなかったそうよ
He said there was no one there.
誰も
誰も。
No one. Uki seemed to be trying her best to understand what Momose just said. And then,
嘘
you're lying.
嘘
You're lying.
嘘です
You're lying.
そんな嘘ついて
Why
何
would
にな
I
るの
lie? It's the truth.
だって
Then what do I
そ
do?
れじゃあ私はどうすれば私は
What do I do?
すれば
Tears started silently falling from Uki's eyes.
What's wrong, Taku? You look so glum.
顔は生ま
I
れ
was
つき
born
だ
looking
よ
this way. Come on, you can't you say something more fun?
もう少し面白いこと言ったらどうなん
That
だ
was just as jovial as ever. Without his lab coat, no one would ever believe he was a doctor.
どうだ
Well, I bet it feels good to be back home again,
一番
right?
落ち着くだろ
別に
No,
そうだ
not really.
うな一人暮
Well,
らし
you
を始め
just
たばっ
started
か
living
じ
on
ゃ
your own, so maybe you don't
まだ
realize
そうは
it
思い
yet.
か
Eventually, you'll come to know that home is where the heart
い
is.
ずれわかる時が来るもんだ我が家がいい
In the end, I'd come back here to Alba Dorm because Caruso had told me to do so at school.
狙われているのか
Someone
も
might
し
be
れない
after
で
you,
しょ
right? It's dangerous to be by
今の場
yourself.
所に一人でいてずっととは言わない
It
わ
doesn't have to be forever. It can just be for a little while. Live at home until this is resolved.
うちで暮らしなさい
I wasn't her slave or anything, but just like she said, it was dangerous to be by myself right now. Especially when we didn't know who the killer was or what they were after. If someone was nearby, it would be easier to get a hold of Shinjo-san and his allies if I needed to. And I was probably never going to be able to tell this to Kurusu, but the feelings I felt when I'd left home were starting to disappear. After seeing Kurusu get hurt and trying to protect me, and even cry for my sake despite being such a strong girl, I'd started to understand some things that I hadn't realized when I'd left.
なんだよ
What the hell, damn it? I realized what I was thinking and shook my head. No way. I wasn't like Yuto, who could never seem to get away from his sister.
おい
Hey, why are you
何が赤く
turning
なってん
red?
だよ
なんでもない
No reason.
とにかく
Anyway,
さっさ
go
と
put
荷
your
物置いて
stuff
こ
away.
い
Nono's kept your room
お前の
clean.
部屋は
Oh. Dad didn't get mad when I'd left or when I'd come back. Come to think of it, he'd only said one thing on the day I'd left.
そうせざるを
Once
得
you
なかった
understand why
の
Nono
の気
felt
持
she
ち
had
が
to do
わ
what
か
she
るように
did,
なったら
come back.
戻ってこい
See you later.
じゃあな
Hmm.
荷物置いてくれ
I'll go put my stuff away. Hey, Dad, is your big brother coming back? Hello, Yui. As I went to my room, Yui suddenly appeared. And Yuto. I could see Yuto behind her.
おう
Yep,
タクルならもう帰ってきてんぞ
Oh. Yui's face almost broke into a broad smile when she saw me, but she quickly forced herself to assume a strict expression. What are you
何やっ
doing?
てんの
Huh?
お風呂とキ
You
ッ
have to
チン
clean
と
the
廊
bath,
下
the
の
kitchen,
掃
and the
除
hallway.
タク
You
ル
and I
の
have been
当
doing
番
all
の
your work while you've
私
been
と
away.
優が代わりにやって
ああ
Oh,
悪い
sorry. I apologized without thinking.
これからしばらく私たちの当番
So you're going to do our job for a while now. Okay,
いい
got it.
おう
Yeah.
タクル兄ちゃん
Bro, it's fine. It doesn't bother me.
僕気に
ダメ
No,
そういう
you
こ
need
と
to
は
strict
き
about
ちん
this.
とし
From
なきゃ
now
い
on,
けない
even
んだか
between
ら
friends is a
親
Japanese
しき
thing,
仲
right?
にもって言うでしょ
でもそんなこ
But
と言っ
if
た
you
ら
tell him that, he'll go away
タクル兄
again.
ちゃん
And right
ま
after
た
he
ど
just
こか
came
行っ
back
ちゃうよ
too.
せっかく
ダメなものは
I
ダ
think
メ
he
な
has to,
の
and that's that.
Hey, Takaru, don't you think that you starting to turn into no-no?
ののに。
うん
Yeah, especially when she's mad.
怒ってる顔が。
なんか言った
Did you say something?
いえ、なんでもないです。ご
No,
めんなさい。
nothing. Sorry. Yui put her hands on her hips and puffed out her flat chest to glare at me. She did look just like Kurusu when she did that.
もう父さんが
Big
甘
girl's
や
only
かすからタクルには
this selfish 'cause
勝
he's
手な
spoiling
ことばっかり
おっと
Whoops,
今度
now
は
she's
こ
mad
っ
at
ち
me
に飛び
too.
火か。
でタクル
So,
に
big bro, you're not going
も
anywhere
うどこ
again,
にも
are
行ったり
you?
しないんでしょ
いや、
No,
その、
タクル兄がいなく
You know,
なっ
it's
て
that big
どれだ
suspense
け
since
の
you
姉が
left,
悲
right?
しんでたかわかっユウだってすっごく
You
寂しがってたんだか
used
ら
そっか。
I see.
私も
Night. No, it hasn't
私
really
は
bothered
別
me.
に何でもなかったけど
And suddenly the expression on her face changed.
何でもなかった
It hasn't, but
けど
おい、
Hey,
あ、
Yui. Stop that. I'm not good with this stuff. I can't help people cry.
nothing.
Yui covered her face with her hands and then ran to her room. Yudo followed quickly after her. Dad scratched his head and sighed a little as he saw them go.
ほら、
Come
さっさ
on,
と荷
go
物
put
置
your
いて
things
こい
away,
タクル
Takaru.
わかった。
Okay. I got away as quickly as I could. Phew. That scared me. I didn't expect Yui to start crying all of a sudden. I thought nothing would really change around here, even if I left. But... do they really want me here that much? If they did...
いや、
No, but...
お、
As I sat there, lost in thought, I was suddenly startled by a knock at the door.
誰
Who
だ
is it?
タクル兄ちゃん
Big bro.
あ
Oh, hey,
ユ
Yuto.
ーとか。
Yuto!
そののの姉ちゃん
Big
が
sis says
着替
you
えたら降
to
り
calm
て
down
こ
when
いっ
you've
て
changed.
ごは
あ、
Right,
Thank you.
thanks.
どうした
What is it?
あのさ
About Yui?
ゆいお姉ちゃんのこ
Yuto
とだ
crossed his
け
hands
ど
over his stomach and fidgeted as he looked up at me.
お姉ちゃん
She was mad about a lot of stuff, but she said she really
本
wanted
当
you to
は
come
ずっと
home.
タクル兄ちゃん
So
に
she
帰って
wasn't
きてほ
really
しいって
mad.
言ってて
大丈夫。
It's okay.
わかってるよ。
I know.
本当
Really?
あ、
Yeah,
だ
so
か
head
ら
on
先に
down.
降りててくれ。
I'll get changed and come join
す
you.
ぐに着替えていくから。
No.
Okay.
Yuto looked a little relieved as he left the room.
ユーと。
Yuto's gotten a little taller, huh? Yuto and Yui had come here at almost the exact same time that I had. I was worried about how it would go when we first started, but... the Shibuya earthquake hadn't just taken their parents from them. It caused both of them severe psychological trauma. During the earthquake, Yuto had been trapped in a dark place for a long time all by himself. As a result, he was still terrified of darkness and being alone. That was why he still clung to his sister. And Yui, after the nightmarish incident she had gone through after the earthquake, she became incredibly afraid of men. She was even afraid of me at first. Man. But over time, we started to open up to one another. When I'd left, they seemed to be doing a lot better. And now, Yui had her act together even more. Yuto was still young, but he did seem a little more grown up than he had before. Even if the world didn't look like it had changed, time was still passing. But what about me? Had I changed?
はいそろそろいいわよ
Okay, that's right.
それじゃあいただきま
Right.
す
Let's eat.
いただきます
Let's eat.
おほー、すき焼きなんて久しぶりじゃねえか。
Oh, feels like it's been forever since we've had sukiyaki.
何言ってるの
What are you talking about?
先
Yeah,
月
last
もやっ
month.
たじゃない
あのな
Listen, now it's chicken. You can't call it sukiyaki unless you make it with beef.
牛肉じゃん。
そんな贅
We
沢
don't
を
have
す
the
る
money
余裕
to waste on
うちに
that.
はありません
誰かさんが
It's certain
困
someone
ってる
spoke
人
for
から
saying
治
you
療
can't
費なん
take
か
money
取
to
れる
treat
か
people
と
when they're in
ちゃう
trouble.
から
Well, not that bothers me.
別にいいんだけど
そういう言
You
い
don't
方
have to put it like that. Show me some more
尊敬し
respect.
ろ。尊敬。
はいはい
Yeah, yeah.
ほらタクル
Here,
お
Tucker,
椀貸
give
し
me
な
your
さ
bowl.
い
I'll give you
よそ
some.
ってあげるから
Cruiser reached out her hand toward me.
いい
Huh?
よ。
I'm fine.
ダメ
You are
あな
not
た最
fine.
近
You
ちゃ
haven't
んと
eaten.
食
You
事し
haven't
て
been
なかっ
eating
たん
right
でしょ
lately, have you?
遠慮なん
Just
か
give me your
し
bowl.
ないの
Cruiser grabbed the bowl from me and heaped the beaten egg high with meat and vegetables.
はい
Here,
ちゃんと
make sure you eat
食べるの
all
よ
that.
あ
Oh, okay.
タクルに
Big
こ
girl,
っちに
here's
もお
some
肉
meat.
あるから
There's meat here. Take it.
あ、もういい。
I've got enough, really.
何
What?
の
Wait,
どねえ
this
のお
is
肉
meat,
は
but
食
not
べられ
mine.
ても
お前。
Are you pretending to be a drunk old man or something?
おい。ちょっと
Wait,
待って
guys,
お
the
前
meat's
ら
all gone.
もう肉ない。
こういうのは早い者
First
勝
come,
ちだ
first
って
serve. That's what
い
you
つもお
always
父
say.
さん言ってるじゃん
言ってるじゃ
You
ん
do always say that.
だから
I just said you should show me some more
もうちょっと
respect.
尊敬をだな。
Everyone was seated around a single pot eating dinner. I thought that the only point of dinner was to eat until you were full, but...
タクルユウト
Tucker, Yuta?
お肉の
Here's
お
more
か
meat
わ
in
り
the
ま
fridge.
だ冷
Have
蔵庫
some.
にあるから
おいこら。
Hey,
父さんは少
You
し
need to
痩
lose
せ
some
な
weight,
いと
Dad.
ダメ
Eat
で
your
しょ
vegetables.
いや
俺はお
You
前
know,
を
I don't
そんな
remember raising you to
娘
be
に
like
育て
that.
た覚え。
覚えがなくても
Even
育
if
っ
you
ちゃ
don't
ったん
remember
だ
it,
か
you
ら
did. So give
諦
up.
めて
Part of me enjoyed sitting around the table and listening to everyone talk. Oh. No, that wasn't true. I definitely wasn't homesick. Maybe it was just that having someone near me made me feel better. Maybe it was having Caruso offer to help me when I'd been in trouble on my own. But it definitely wasn't that I was happy to be home or glad to have come back to where I belonged.
タクルに
Takaru,
タクルにってば
big bro.
あ、何
What is it?
お茶いる
You
の
want some tea or
いらない
not?
の
I've been asking you and
さ
you
っき
keep
から聞い
ignoring.
てるのに全然
ああ、ごめん。
Oh, sorry.
そいつの
You
こと
know
だ
him. He's probably thinking
ど
of
うせま
something
た
overly
難しい
complicated.
へりくつでも。
へりくつ
What do you
って
mean overly complicated?
僕は
I
い
never
つも理路
overcomplicate
整然
things.
と正しい思考。
はいストップ
Okay, stop.
そ
No
ん
one
なこ
cares.
と
Do
い
you
い
want
か
some
ら
tea?
お茶は
ああ、できれば
I'd rather have some
満
Mountain
点流
View.
うちには置い
We
て
don't
ま
have
せん
any here.
Yuto,
ユウトった
what
ら
is
どう
that?
した
Why
の
are you
ニコ
smiling?
ニコしてうん
It's just more fun
Yappa
having everyone
みん
here.
な揃ってた
You
方
look
が
really happy
楽し
too,
い
big
なって
sis.
ののねそう
Do I? Yeah,
そうね
maybe I do.
そうかも
Hmm. There it is. There it goes. It didn't work. I got a lot better at seeing my D-sword. But I still didn't know how to take hold of it. I asked Arimura for help, but her answers weren't really helpful. Unlike with my psychokinesis, all I needed to do was draw my D-sword from the dark sea. I should have been able to do it without needing someone nearby. But when I was by myself, it was just an illusion. Unless I real-booted it, I wouldn't be able to use it to attack or defend. If I wanted to use it as a weapon, I needed to share the illusion with someone else, just like my other power. At least that's what Arimura had said. Before that, I needed to be able to take hold of it.
くそ。
Damn it.
一回
One more time.
ここから腕を伸ば
Reach
して
out your arm.
剣のイメ
Fix
ー
the
ジ
image
を
of the sword in your mind. Damn it! Whenever I tried to get close to my D-sword, it moved away from me like a mirage. If I just flailed my arm at it, I couldn't reach it. My hand's starting to go numb.
する。
タクル
Tucker,
入るわよ
I'm coming in. Oh, wait! I had my hand stretched out like a TV hero in the middle of his transformation. And Kurusu was staring at me, her eyes wide. No, it's not what it looks like. I'm teaching you a new transformation pose.
ユウトはもう
Yeah,
卒
says
業
he's
し
too
た
old for
わ
that
よ
stuff
そう
now.
いうの
Huh? He does?
そうだ
Kurusu put her hand on her cheek and sighed.
もし自分
If
が
you plan
本
on
物
becoming
の
a
ヒ
real
ーロ
hero
ー
on
に
your
なれ
own,
ると思って
give
る
it
な
up,
ら
okay?
やめ
そんなこと
I am
思っ
not.
て
How
ない
old do
よ
you think I am?
僕い
いくつになって
No
も
matter
子
how old
供
you,
なんだか
no
ら
matter how old you
タ
get, you always act like a kid. And then she stared into my eyes. I could tell that she wasn't blaming me and that she was genuinely concerned.
クルちょ
Taku,
っとそこに
just sit
座
down
っ
over
て
there, okay?
いやこれから
No,
風呂に
I'm
入
just
ろ
about
う
to
か
take a
な
bath.
いいから座りま
Just
し
sit
ょう
down,
ね
alright?
Ah.
Oh, okay. I sat down in the bed as I was told. Okay.
クル
Takeru. Kurusu took a step toward the bed and looked down over at me. Humans are strange creatures. Whenever someone looks down on us, they seem bigger and more powerful. I quickly stood up and looked down over her instead. When I first met her, she was almost at eye level with me, but now...
これは別に
I'm
や
not
ましいこ
trained
と
to
をす
try
る
and
ため
do
の
something
訓練
bad.
じゃない
能力のせいで狙われ
Someone's
ている
after
の
you
に
because of your powers.
そうやっ
If you
て
keep
むや
trying
み
to
に
use
使おうとす
them
る
like
の
that,
は
逆だよ
it's the other way around. If I can learn to master them, I can protect myself, and I can protect everyone in the newspaper club or here at the Alba Dorm.
新聞部や
だから
But that's the
そういうの
police's
は
job,
警察の
right?
仕事でしょ
今回の
I
事
don't
件
think the police are going to be able to
いざ
save
って
us if
時
we
に
need it.
警察に何
けど
Still,
クレスこそよ
what
く
about
口
you,
にするじゃない
Kurusu?
か
You always say that you're going to protect us, but what are you going to do with a psychic attacks?
それは
That's...
ほら見ろ
See?
やっぱり
I've
僕が
got
能
no
力を
choice
磨
but
く
to
しか
learn
な
how
い
to
ん
use
だ
my
よ
powers. Kurusu stared down at her feet silently. Then she raised her head and looked at me dead in the eye. Listen,
ねえタ
Takeru,
クル
I've known you for a long
私はあ
time,
なたのことをずっ
so I
と
can tell
見
you're
てき
going
た
to
わ
start thinking.
この先
What I'm going to start thinking?
タクルはね
You're going to put yourself in
必ず
danger.
自分を危
You'll
険
probably
に
try
さら
and
す
use
よう
your
な
power
こ
to
とを
catch
す
the
る
killer.
例えば
I gulped.
自分の力で犯人を捕まえてやろうと
I
か
hadn't really thought about it yet, but knowing me, I'd probably... No, definitely think that.
なんだよ
What? You're not a psychic, so how do you know the future?
いつも言って
I
るで
just
しょ
know you really well.
能
Even
力なん
without
かな
any
くても
psychic
ね
powers, I can tell
タ
exactly
ク
what
ル
you're
の
going
行
to
動は
do.
簡単によとにかくお願い
Anyway, please, just
自分の
focus on
身を守
protecting
ること
yourself,
だけ考
okay,
えて
Takeru?
ねタクルお願い
Please. Okay.
じゃ
Okay,
あ約
then
束の
pinky
指
swear.
切りね
Huh? Pinky swear? Like we're little kids? No way, that's embarrassing.
嘘ついた
If you
ら
lie, you're going to get a
針を
lot
1000本
worse than
伸ば
having to
すど
stick
こ
it
ろじゃ済まさ
than
な
having
い
to
か
stick a
ら
needle in your eye. And that's really scary. The heavens intervened to save me, and a phone rang out like a gala horn. I hadn't gotten a new one yet, so of course it was Kurusu's.
出なくていいのか
You're not gonna answer it?
今はあなたと話
I'm
をしてい
talking
ると
to you
ころ
right
でしょ
now.
でも事件に
But it might
関
have something
係
to
あ
do
る
with
こ
the
とかも
case.
しれないし
She must have thought I might be right because she took out the phone and looked at the screen. And then she looked concerned.
新庄さん
It's
だわ
Shinjo-san.
Huh?
Huh? I'd only said it to distract her, but evidently the call really did have something to do with the case. She quickly hit the answer button and put the phone up to her ear. I watched her nervously.
もしもし
Hello, this is
Kurusu.
Kurusu. Yes?
はい
Yes.
Hi.
Yeah.
ええ
On the other side of the phone, I could hear a note of concern in Shinjo-san's voice. I couldn't tell for sure, but he seemed to be saying that someone had gone missing.
いいえ来てません
No, she hasn't. She
だい
shouldn't
たい
even know
こ
where
の
this
家
place is
を
to
知ら
begin
ない
with,
は
huh?
ずですし
Huh? Takeru?
タクルが
What? What did I do? Kurusu moved the phone away from her ear and turned back toward me.
山添さんって子
You know that
知って
Yamazoe-san
るわよ
girl,
ね
right?
あ
Huh?
あ
Yeah, she was the girl we
例の
rescued from the
病院の
hospital
地下室から
basement.
助け出した子だ
その子がね
He said she's gone missing.
行方不明なんです
Yeah, crap. What? She went missing?
タクルが連れ出し
He
たり
wants
し
to
て
know
ない
if you'd
かって
taken her.
そんな
Of
わ
course
けな
not.
い
I've
だ
been
ろ
with you the whole day.
そうよね。
That's right. Yeah.
ちょっと貸してく
Give me
れ
the phone. I want to talk to
新
Shinjo-san.
庄さんと話したい
I reached my hand toward the phone. Shinjo-san had given me the location of an office in a multi-purpose building in Gaokacho. There were rows of desks there, stacked high with papers that I normally would have considered a cornucopia of information. But I didn't have time to worry about that right now. I rushed up to Shinjo-san as soon as I saw him.
あの子がいなくなった
She's
って
gone. Was she
誘拐
kidnapped?
されたん
What
で
could
す
that
か
happen? How did that happen with the
警察がついてて
police here?
どうして
いや
No, like I said on the phone, that's not it.
でも彼女がい
But
な
it's
くなった
true
のは
that
事
she's
実です
missing,
よね
right?
ちょっと
Tyler, stop it. What's gone
やめ
into
て
you?
どうしたの？
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yamazoi Uki had reminded me a little too much of Minamisawa Senri, and I'd lost control of myself. Caruso quickly moved to stop me. By the way, Caruso had come to keep an eye on me. In her words, to make sure I didn't do anything stupid. Fair enough.
とにかく
Anyway, it
誘
wasn't a
拐とかそうい
kidnapping.
うんじ
She
ゃない
just
んだ
suddenly disappeared.
いきなり
だから
But that
そ
doesn't,
れが誘
but doesn't
拐
that
さ
mean
れ
she
たっ
was
てことじゃ
kidnapped?
それはないわ
It can't be. Shinjo-chan, Mio-chan, and I were all here at the time.
ミオちゃんの3人が一緒にいたんだもん
Momose-san, the CEO of Freesia, had been looking confused and concerned ever since I'd arrived. When I'd first met her the night we'd snuck into AH Tokyo General Hospital, she seemed like a loud, boisterous sort of woman. But now she seemed kind of tired.
彼女をソファーに座ら
So,
せて
we sat her on the sofa
俺た
while
ち
the
は
rest
こ
of
っ
us
ち
talked
で
over here.
話をしてたんだ
Then
よ
we looked over at the sofa only to
で
find that she was
ふと
gone.
ソファーを見たら
トイレとかじゃない
Are
ん
you
です
sure
か？
she didn't just go to the bathroom? Now, what worries me is... What worries me is what Mio said. I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot her name for a second. Mio said that she's a that Uki is a very dangerous gigglomaniac. What does that mean? That she knows what her power is? What is Uki's power? Caruso pointed at the toilets in the back, but Shinjo-san put his hand on his forehead, thinking, and said,
まあ先に探し
That
た
was
よ
the first place we looked,
で
but
も
she's
どこ
nowhere
に
to
も
be
いなくて
found.
ね
In fact, there's no sign
そ
that
れ
she
どこ
even
ろ
opened
か
the doors or window.
窓やドアすら
考えられることは一
The only
つ。
possibility. There's only one possibility.
彼
She's a
女はギガロ
gigglomaniac,
マ
so
ニ
she
アック
used
ス
her
だ
power
から
to escape.
能力を使って
Are you saying that her power is
自分で出ていったん
teleportation?
だろう。
能力
Her power? Does she teleport? Come to think of it, I still hadn't asked. What power did Yamazoe Uki have?
テレポーテーションとか
Teleportation or something like
そう
that?
いう
Kunosawa-san whispered an answer, her voice full of hate, without even bothering to look back at me.
よくわから
I
ない。
don't know.
わからないって
You don't know.
あ
Yeah, she barely answered any of our questions.
俺たちの質問に
Kunosawa-san
ほとんど
tried to ask her
応じる
about
様子
her
がな
power,
くて
but
ね
didn't get anywhere.
能力
そもそも瞬
If it
間
was
移動だと
teleportation,
す
she
れ
would have
ば
left a long time ago, but she
とう
didn't.
の昔にここを
Hmm.
ただ
Uki
浮
君
君は
is a little
少し特殊なようだ
And that's what got us.
今回は
特殊
Special.
私ね
I've been thinking that maybe we should
少し前から
turn
考えていた
her over to
の
an
よ。
orphanage.
それでさっ
I was
き
just talking with Shinjo-chan and Mio-chan about that, and they both
提案したら
gladly agreed.
快く
俺は OK なんか出してませんよ
私もです。
Neither did I.
ちょっと黙って
Be
てちょう
quiet,
だ
you're
い
making things more complicated than they need to be. Mose-san's motion for them to be quiet. Him.
とにかく
So,
OK を
anyway,
もらった
they
の
agreed, and I took
それで
Uki-chan
私
down
は
to the parking lot
ウ
and
キちゃ
tried
ん
to
を
get in
連
the
れて
car.
駐車場に降
I
り
know
て
someone who runs a facility like that,
車
and I
に乗
want
せ
to
ようと
visit
した
them.
わけ
じゃあ
Then
彼
you
女
were the
を
one
連
who
れ出
took
した
her
のは
away.
百瀬さんじゃないですか
So why was everyone so upset that she disappeared? Momose-san had taken her outside. There was no mystery there. As Caruso and I stood there with our mouths hanging open, Shinjo-san interrupted.
という夢
At
を見
least
たん
that's
だ
how
そ
it
う
went
だ
her dream.
Huh?
は
Huh?
夢
Her dream?
違うわ
No, it really
あれは
happened.
絶対に
I
あった
can
こと
remember the sensation of her hand, and the rumble in the car when
ウ
the
キちゃ
engine
んの手
started.
の感
It was
触と
all
か
real.
車の
けど浮
The
君を
moment you
自
tried
動
to
車
get
に乗
Uki
せよ
in
う
the
とし
car,
た
you
途
came
端
back to reality,
我
right?
に帰った
And
んで
there,
すよね
and then you were in your office
そしたら
talking with
百瀬
us.
さんは事務所の中にいて俺たちと話をしている最中だった
Is her power able... Is she able to, like, force people to live, like, to experience a kind of dream, a delusion of their own? Like, is she able to force... It's basically what most people in Chaos Head Noah were doing, which was forcing delusions on the others. Is that what it is? Is that what her power is? Basically, the kind of basic one that we know from Chaos Head Noah, which is making people experience delusions. Yes, that's right.
俺たちは
You
児童
never
養
spoke
護
to
施設の
about
話
any
な
kind
ん
of
て提案
orphanage.
さ
We
れて
never
ない
saw you
し
leave. You were here
ウキ君
talking the
と
whole
百
time.
瀬さん
I'm
が
sure
こ
of
こ
it.
から出ていくのも見て
So she can probably make people do... She probably has the same power that a lot of characters had back in Chaos Head Noah then, which is forcing people to experience delusions. Interestingly, though, it goes a little beyond that because not only is she making people experience delusions, but they're making them act normal in reality while they're doing something completely different in their delusion. Like, she was still talking with Shinjo and Kunosato, but, like, she was still talking and they couldn't tell anything was different. But at the same time, she was in a delusion where she was doing something completely different. So it's pretty much a more advanced version of, like, the basic forcing people to experience different delusions power.
なのに
Uki
ウキ
couldn't
君は部
disappear
屋
from
か
the
ら
room
いきなり
suddenly.
消えた
どう
What
い
do you
うことで
mean?
すか？
I don't
よくわ
understand.
かりません。
多分それが
I think that's her power.
山添由
Once
紀
we
の
capture
能
her,
力
I'll
なん
look
だ。
into it again. Wait a minute. I wonder... Going off what I was just saying, what if by using the delusion that she's created in another person's mind, she's able to travel through it to go somewhere else? Again, the delusion that Momose was experiencing was where she was talking with Shinjo and Kunosato and taking Yamazoe to an orphanage. She went outside with Yamazoe and got in a car. What if, somehow, Uki's ability allows her to basically physically walk through that delusion in a way? Like, she can walk through that delusion and actually end up outside. That's what I'm wondering. Kunosawa-san's use of the word capture pissed me off. I could tell that, like Arimura said, she didn't even think of us as humans, but she didn't have to talk that way about a little girl, did she? Even if she didn't like psychics, did she have to go that far? I glared at her, but Kunosawa-san didn't seem bothered in the slightest.
ウキ君の行き先ですけど
That's where she went. If you two don't know,
宮
there's only
代
one
君たちが知
possibility.
らないとなる
私も今
I was just thinking the same
そう
thing.
思ってたところ。
Which means that life's about to get a
も
little
し
tough.
そうだと
どこなんですか
What do you
それ
mean? Shinjo-san answered me with a bitter sigh.
君もよく知っ
Place
て
you
る
know
ところだ
well.
よ
Her old home.
あの子の
え
What?
まさか
You can't
そん
mean...
な
うん。
No,
Uki-chan
Uki-chan kept insisting she had to go home,
あ
you
そ
know?
こへ返して。
あんな地獄みたいな
But
場
that
所に
place was hell. Why would
一体
she?
なんで
さてな
I wouldn't know.
とにかく
Anyway, we need to get her
厄
back here
介
before
な
things
こ
turn
とに
even
なる
more
前
of a
に
mess.
取り戻さないとな
Up, I guess we're
タクル
joining. Takeru.
ね
Hey,
えタクル
Takeru.
し
What if they
見
catch
つか
us?
ったらどうするんだよ
An hour had passed since we'd first spoken to Momose-san at Frisia. Caruso and I were hiding behind some plants near Age Tokyo General Hospital.
新庄さん
We
た
have
ち
to
に
let them
任せ
handle
ない
this.
と
If
ダメ
amateurs like
よ
us screw this up,
私たちみ
それじゃダメ
it's
な
not
の
happening. I'm finding Yamazoe Uki and taking her back to
僕
Albador.
が見つけて会う
What?
どうし
Why?
て
彼女
I'm not letting
今
Kunosawa-san
の
have
久
her.
野里さんには渡せない
I was gritting my teeth hard in anger.
タクル
Takeru? Afterward, Shinjo-san, Momose-san, and Kunosawa-san had started to come up with a plan to get inside the basement of the hospital. Of course, they weren't going to let us come along. We were told to go home, and at first, that was my plan. But then things changed. Kunosawa-san said that she wasn't going to send Yamazoe Uki to an orphanage, but to a research center she was affiliated with. She said that they were going to research her power there. However, Kunosawa-san had threatened not only Arimura and I, but also little Uki as nothing... treated not only Arimura and I, but also little Uki as nothing more than guinea pigs. And I'd heard her use the word capture many times.
あの子は苦しい
She's
実
finally
験
free
か
from
ら
those
解
terrible
放されて
experiments and out of that
やっと
awful
近くに
basement.
出られたっていうのに
Was Kunosawa-san just going to send her right back to the same old life she experienced before? Just imagining it terrified me. It made me come to a decision. I'll save her.
もしここであの
If
子を
I
見
ban
放
her
したら
here, I'll be doing
ま
the
た
exact
同じ
same
こ
thing
と
I
の
did
繰り
before.
返しだ
I'd be abandoning someone
またこの
again
場
in
所
the
で
exact same
誰
place.
かを見捨てる 昔僕は
A long time ago, I
クル
abandoned
ス
your
の
friend
親友だ
Mimi
った
Sawa Senri
南沢
here,
千里を
and I
見捨
ran
てて逃
away.
げた。
I still regret
それ
that
を
to
今
this
でも
day.
後悔してる。あの山添って子
That
も
Yamazoe girl
実
is
験の
another
犠牲
victim
者
of
だ。
those experiments.
だから今
And
度こ
this
そ
time,
僕は
I
助け
want
た
to
い。
save her.
そんなことくらい
I don't think that'll be enough to get
南
Mimi
沢
Sawa
千里
Senri
が
to
許して
forgive
くれる
me,
とは思わないけど、
but I want to do it anyway.
でも助け
Cruz's voice sounded choked up. She must have been remembering what happened to her best friend. Takaru, listen to me.
本当は
Senri actually,
彼
you
女
knew
の
something
こと
about her.
おい、ク
Tell
ル
me,
ス
Crusoe. I'm
ご
sorry.
めんなさい
I'm just having a hard time thinking straight. Senri died in the earthquake. It's not your fault. I swear it.
クルス
Crusoe.
だから
So you
タ
don't
ク
need
ル
to
が
blame
責任
yourself.
を感
You
じ
can
続
just
ける
forget
必
about
要なん
that,
てない
okay?
の
Crusoe looked down at her feet. When she did, her hair covered her eyes, and I couldn't tell what she was thinking.
今
Was Crusoe about to say something, then stopped herself?
何を言いや
Just as I was about to ask, I heard soft footsteps.
来た。
They're here. Moose-san's van was in the same alley where she picked us up before. They've been watching the hospital for a while now. I saw two shadows that probably belonged to Shinjo-san and Kunosato-san leave the van and run to the grounds.
クルス、向こう
Crusoe,
が
they're
動
on
い
the
た。
move. Can you do this?
大丈
Yeah. I tapped her on the shoulder and she looked up. And I was reminded of why they called her the Empress of Hekiho Academy. There was no trace of the sadness that had been there a moment ago.
ごめんね
Sorry,
Senri
I was just
を思い
remembering
出しちゃって
Senri. But I'm okay now.
でももう
夫本当はここで待
Honestly,
ってて
I'd
もら
rather
い
you
たいん
wait
だけど
here. But I couldn't reel boot on my own. I needed a partner no matter what.
何言ってるの
What are you talking about?
あ
I'm
な
not
た
gonna
のこと
sit
を
out
心
here
配し
alone
な
and
が
be
ら待
worried
ってる
about
なん
you.
て
だと思っ
I
た。
thought you'd say that. We followed Shinjo-san and Kunosato-san from a distance. I don't like this hospital. A moment later, they had pressed themselves up against the wall near the rear emergency entrance. Even from a distance, I could tell it was more heavily secured than before. The lock seemed to be a newer and sturdier model. But Shinjo-san must have already had the key because he took something out of his pocket and started to put it in the lock.
あそこから入るつ
They're
もり
planning on getting in from there, huh? Alright then. I quickly created an image in my mind. I looked at the key-like object he was holding. It envisioned it flying away.
やっぱ
Damn it, I should have
もっと
trained
訓
more.
練しとくんだった。
The more I started to panic, the more I lost focus. I couldn't make the delusion clear in my mind.
くそ。
Damn it!
落ち着け。
Calm down.
大丈夫だ。
You're fine. Calm down.
よし。
Okay.
見えた。
Got it. I could see my D-sword floating in front of me.
クルス、
Crusoe, I'm
ちょ
gonna
っ
use
と
your brain
脳
for a
を
little
使わ
bit.
せてもらうな。
Go ahead.
さん
I
って
guess that's a
いう
weird
の
thing
も
to say.
変だけど
I imagined the illusion I'd come up with going inside Kurusu, Shinjo-san, and Kunosato-san's minds. Kurusu gasped a little. She must have felt something. The delusion was shared between us, and instantly the real boot was complete. Clang. The metallic object in Shinjo-san's hand rolled away and hit the ground with a clang. Then I heard the two of them gasp. The key rolled along the ground in a very unnatural way until it rolled down a metal sewer grate. Just like I'd imagined.
よし。
Yes!
バカ隠れ
Don't be
て隠
stupid!
れ
Hi, Tucker! Just as I was about to make a victory pose, Kurusu grabbed my hand and pulled me back. Then she dragged me down to the ground.
悪い。
Sorry,
調子に乗
don't
ら
get
ない
cocky.
の
This is why you need me
これ
with
だ
you.
から私がついてないとダ
Her
メ
hand
な
was
の
shaking
よ
a little. She was probably still scared of my power, no matter how many times she saw it. That was how most people would react. I hesitated for a moment, then gripped her hand in return. Then I let it go and looked over at Shinjo-san and Kunosato-san. The two of them whispered to each other, and then silently headed back toward the van.
今だ。
Now. Yeah. I don't like this. We crouched low as we head for the emergency entrance. When we reached the door, I turned around toward Kurusu. She caught up a moment later, but her breathing was a little heavy.
すまない。
Sorry, I
ちょ
went
っ
a
と
little
早かっ
fast.
た。
No, I'm sorry. I wish I was more
こっちこ
orthotic.
そごめん
Can you open the door?
多分
I think so. Kurusu,
Kurusu,
I'm gonna do it once
もう
more,
一
so...
回
no, probably a few more times.
何
Sorry.
回かやるよ。
構わ
Don't
ない
worry
わ
about it. That's why I'm
そ
here.
のために来てるんだから
I stared at the door. The lock was stronger than before, probably because of the time we'd broken in. Imagine the lock flipping and the door opening. There was a heavy click and the door opened like I'd imagined. Alright, we're in. Thanks to my power, we were able to make it inside with no trouble. I remember the route to the room where we found Yamazoe Uki, so we headed there. But as we walked through the darkness, I saw that Kurusu was acting a little strange. Are you okay?
大丈夫か
Oh yeah, I'm just a little claustrophobic actually.
実は
But I'm fine.
ちょっと
Don't worry
閉
about
所
me.
恐怖症がね
平気って
Fine. You're sweating.
すごい汗だぞ
You're sweating really badly. And then I realized something.
まさか
Is her injury
膝
bothering
痛
her?
いのか
She seemed like she was okay, but it had been a really bad injury. It couldn't have fully healed up by now. Ah, crap.
おい
Are you
ク
okay?
ルス
平気だから
I'm fine. Let's hurry, okay?
急ぎましょう
Yeah. She pushed me onward before I could stop.
もうちょっとだ
We're almost there. It's not that much further to the room, so hang in
我
there.
慢し
ええ
Yeah. That's right. It was right around this corner. Suddenly we heard a voice sobbing in the darkness. Cruz and I almost leapt into each other's arms. It was the voice of a little girl. Tucker, is this? Was it a ghost?
声
No, that was dumb. Which meant it had to be. Cruz and I nodded and stepped toward the direction of the room. There you are. Just like Shinjo-san had said, the room was completely empty. The beds and the patients that had been confined there were all gone. It was just an empty room now. And standing in the middle of the empty room was a sobbing Yamazoe Uki. How long had she been there? She was crying like a child who'd lost their mother.
Nobody's here. There's nobody here. Someone answer me.
誰か返事
Caruso couldn't bear to watch. She ran over and gave the girl a big hug. Caruso started crying not long after, too.
You poor
Imamada.
thing. You gotta be so
Yoku
strong for so
ganbatte ne.
long, but it's okay now. You're
でも
safe.
もういいの
So let's go home now, okay?
お家へ帰ろう
But Yamazoe must not have heard her, because she just stood there, crying silently for a long, long time. The whole time, there was nothing I could do but watch.
大丈夫
You okay?
代わり
You
ま
want
し
me
ょ
to
う
take
か
over for you,
タクル
Takaru?
いい
I'm
よ
fine. We're almost
も
there.
う目の前だから
We're back! When we finally made back to Alba Dorm, I took Yamazoe Uki off my back and put her on the sofa. And then I lied down flat on the floor with my arms and legs stretched out.
我ながら
I hate to say it, but this is pathetic. She wasn't even that heavy. I was just out of shape.
だから変わるって
I
言った
told you I could take
のに
over. If I'd let you do it, you're so clumsy you might have
落っ
dropped
こと
her.
すかもしれないだろ
失礼
How rude.
So
I'm not
somebody
that
yelled
bad,
about
and I think I'm in
Hiroku
better
Naya.
shape than you are,
それに
Takaru.
タクルよりマシだと思
Bruce's
うん
eyes
で
were
すけど
red-rimmed. Her face was red from when she tried to rub away the tears. She must have been embarrassed by it because she turned away from me and said something mean.
はいはい
Yeah,
わかった
whatever.
よ
Anyway, we gotta tell Dad about her.
その子の
Oh, yeah, you're
So-
right.
After Caruso left to go get him, I lifted my tired body off the floor and onto the sofa. As I expected, Yamazoe hated the idea of leaving the basement. But after Caruso's fervent attempts at persuasion and my own insistence that nobody was coming back to the basement, she finally clung to Caruso and started to break down. And as I carried her on my back, she'd gotten tired and fallen asleep.
この子の家族は
Where's her family? Her real home? What about her school?
どの家も
I hadn't had a chance to look at the first time we got into the basement, and that dad was probably long gone by now.
父さん
Dad,
Ima,
Dad says he's coming up.
うん
Okay. Caruso sat next to Yamazoe on the sofa and softly stroked her hair.
この子
I wonder if there's a
捜索
missing
願い
person
とか
report
出て
for
ない
her.
のかしら
新庄さんの話だと
Shinjo-san said he couldn't find
今
any
のと
data
ころ
on
該
her.
当する程度
そう
I see.
やっぱり
It might be because of the
渋谷地震
Shibuya
のせいかもしれ
earthquake.
ないな
After the earthquake, more data on missing persons and casualties had gone missing than you could imagine. And to top that off, this year had seen the largest solar storm in history affect all kinds of electronic devices. Shibuya hadn't been hit that hard, but a lot of data in other regions had been lost.
わかってるのは名
All we
前
know
だ
is
け
her name,
か
huh? If only we at least had some kind of
せめて手がかりでも
clue.
持っていればいいんだけど。
ののね、タク
Big
ル
sis? Big bro?
何かあったの？
Is something wrong? The door opened. Yui and Yuto peeked inside.
Shh.
Huh? The two of them froze next to the door.
まだ寝てなかったの二人とも
You。two are still awake?
寝ようと思
You
っ
were
てた
trying
ら
to sleep when we
のの
heard
姉
you
たちの
talking.
声が聞こえ。
Is everything okay?
大丈夫？
You're not fighting again,
ま
are
た
you?
喧嘩とかしてない？
Chris and I looked at each other without thinking.
大丈夫
We're fine. We're not
私
thinking.
たち
We're
喧嘩
not
なんて
fighting.
してないから。
本当？
Really?
だった
I
らい
hope
いん
so,
だけ
but
Suddenly Yui stopped. She saw the girl sleeping on the sofa and her eyes went wide. I thought that she was just surprised to see a strange girl sleeping on the sofa, but...
ウキちゃん？
Uki-chan?
Wait, whoa, hey, 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 hey! Why do you know her? She said something we never expected. Why do you know her? Huh?
どうして？
What's
Uki-chan
Uki-chan doing
ここに？
here?
How do you know her?
ゆい、
Yui,
知ってる
you
の
know
この
her.
子のこと。
多分。
Yeah, I think so.
でも待って、
But
そんなは
wait,
ず。
that doesn't make sense.
What do you mean it doesn't make sense? Yui walked over to the sofa and sat down next to Kurusu. And then she stared at Yamazoe Uki. What do you mean it doesn't make sense that you know her?
ごめん、私の勘違
Sorry,
いかも。
I think I was wrong.
No, you said the name that we'd never even said to you before.
いや、
No, you're right.
勘違いじゃない。
This girl's name is
確か
Uki.
にこの子は
だって、
But that doesn't make any
おかしいよ。
sense.
昔のままの
Actually, she looked
姿なん
exactly
て
the。same as she used to.
そんなの絶対に変。
What are you talking about? What?
昔のまま。
As she used to.
ウキちゃん、
Uki-chan was in my
私の
class
クラスメイ
when
ト
I
だ
was
っ
in
たんだ
second
よ。
grade.
小学校2年の時の。
What? What do you mean? And the next morning,
もう一度整理するぞ。
We'll go over this one more time.
名前は
Once more, okay?
山添
Her name is
ウキ
Yamazoe Uki. She's the same age as you, Yui, so like 13 and 14.
13。
うん。
Right.
Dad was filling out what looked like a medical chart on his computer.
小学校2
She
年の
was
時
in
に
Yui's class in second
ユイ
grade,
と同
but
じクラ
shortly
スだった
before the earthquake, she stopped coming to
だが
school, and you
渋
don't
谷
know what
地震
happened to
の
her
少
after
し前か
that.
ら学校に。
そう。
Yeah.
ね、
And you're saying that her appearance hasn't
彼女はその頃、
changed at all since
つまり、
6 years ago.
6年前。
うん。
Yes,
絶対
I
に
don't
変わ
think
って
she's
ない
changed
と
at
思う
all.。
What? How?
一応証拠も
I
見つけ
found
て
proof
きたんだ
too.。
Yui showed us a photo.
Huh?
Oh! It was a class photo from her school. I could see young Yui in a row of children. In the front row, next to the teacher, I saw Yamazoe.
これ、
Look!
どう思うよ。
What do you think, Takaru?
What do I think? I don't
他
know!
人の空にっていう感じじゃない。
It can't just be someone who looks like her.
ウキちゃん本人だよね。
That has to be
やっぱり。
Uki-chan.
But why she stopped growing then?
となる
Must
と、
mean some kind of problem with her
成長
growth
ホルモン
hormones,
の異
perhaps.
常かな。
みんな、
Everyone,
ウキちゃんが起き
Uki-chan's
たわ
awake.
よ。
Really?
おう、連れ
Okay,
てきてくれ。
bring her in.
ちょっと父
Wait,
さん
Dad?
うん
おうじゃない
No
わ。
shouting in front of Uki-chan.
ウ
You
キち
have
ゃ
to
ん
be
の
more
前で
gentle.
そんな声だ。
This is my
俺
normal
普
voice,
通の声なんだ
though.
がな。
いいから優
Just be
しく
gentle.
する。
はい。
Okay. Dad glared at her and started mumbling about how he hadn't raised her to be like this again. Nice.
ウキちゃん、
Uki-chan, you can come in
入
now.
って。
After a long pause, a small girl entered the room, shaking a little. Hello. Kurusu took her hand and walked her over to a chair, then sat her down.
ウキちゃん、おはよ
Uki-chan, good morning.
She flinched when she heard Yui's cheerful voice.
う。あ
Oh, you don't recognize me, do you?
6年
You
前
only
の
remember what
私
I
しか
looked
知ら
like
ない
6
もん
years
ね。
ago.
Yui took out a close class photo and pointed to herself.
ほら、これ
See,
私だ
this
よ。
is me.
立花ゆ
My
い。
name is Tachibana Yui.
覚えてる？
Do you remember me? Tachibana Yui-san. Oh,
Yamazoe Uki looked at the girl in the photo, then at Yui. Then she gave a little start of surprise.
you remember?
はい
Yes.
お久しぶ
It's
り
been
で
an awfully long
す
time.
もう
come on,
同
we're all
級生なんだ
classmates.
から
You don't have to be
敬語
so
とか
polite.
やめてよでも
But
Dad typed something else into his computer as he watched them. So she does remember.
うん
That settles it then.
そうだね。
Yeah. There was no doubt about it now. Yamazoe Uki was definitely Yui's old classmate. They definitely recognized each other. That would go a long way toward tracking down her family.
けどすごいよ
anyway,
まさか
this is
本当に
amazing.
ゆきちゃん
I
だ
still
った
can't
なん
believe
て
it's really you.
We were surprised, but Yui seemed to be the most surprised of all. Her missing classmate had suddenly shown up at her home, and her brother and sister had brought her there. And she looked exactly the same as she had 6 years ago.
ウキちゃんちょっと
Uki-chan,
話
can I ask you some
いい
things?
かい
Oh, yes, sir.
She must have seen Dad's white coat and gotten nervous because she suddenly sat up straight.
何か
Have you ever been
遺伝
told
的
that
な
you
病
had
気とか
hereditary
言われたこと
illness?
は
Something that
成
caused you
長
to
が
stop
止まってし
growing?
まうとか
その
I
よ
don't
く
know.
わかり
I'm
ません
sorry.
すみ
じゃあ
And do
君
you
の背
remember
が
when you
伸
stopped
びな
getting
くなっ
taller?
たのはいつか
How was it when you were in
覚えてる
Yui's
か
class?
ユイと
すみませ
I'm
ん
sorry.
それもわか
I
り
don't
ま
know
せ
that
ん
either, but I started feeling
Demo-
weird after the earthquake.
私
そうか
I see.
あ
So it
の
was
地
after
震
the
の後
earthquake.
だね
はい
Yes.
はあ
I see.
やっぱり
It
PTSD
could
で
be
成長ホルモン
PTSD-induced
が
damage to the growth hormones,
あるいは
Maybe some
ター
kind
ナ
of
ー症候群みたいな染色体異常って可能性もある
chromosomal abnormality akin to Turner syndrome.
こればっかりは
I never had a.
しかるべきところ
I
で
need to
ちゃ
have
ん
a
と検査
real
をしなきゃわ
specialist
か
to
ら
look
ん
at,
な
take a look at you to be sure, though.
Dad made some adjustments to her chart as he whispered to himself. The look on his face was far more serious than he usually let us see.
あの
Yuto poked his head through the door. He must have been standing in the hallway the whole time and looking in on us.
ゆうと
Yuto,
そろそろ
if
行
you
か
don't
ない
get
と
going, you'll be late
学
for
校遅
school.
刻するわよそうだよゆう
That's right, you.
大丈夫
I'm
す
fine.
ぐ行く
I'll
よ
go in a second.
He seemed a little scared by his sister's scolding. But he summoned up his courage and came inside, and then stuck his hand out toward Uki.
これ
Here,
Ageru.
take this.
In his hands was a tiny chocolate bar. Aw. It was the kind of chocolate you could buy in huge packs for cheap at the supermarket.
Huh?
はい
Yes.
ありがとうござい
Thank
ます
you.
こらゆううき
Hey,
ちゃんは
you.
年上なんだ
Oh,
よ
Yuki-chan's older
そう
than
いう
you.
言い方は
Don't
ダ
talk
メ
to
で
that
しょ
way.
年
Older
上
than me.
Yuto looked very confused and a little unsatisfied.
どうしたのうきちゃん
What's wrong, Uki-chan?
はい
Oh, it just
なんだ
feels
か
strange.
不思議な
I'm
気
not
分
used to
で
this.
すこういうことって
This?
と
Well, seeing a
こ
family
うして
get
家
together and
族
talk
が
like
集ま
this.
って
君の家族は
What
どう
about
し
your
て
family? Shinjo-san had said that she wouldn't tell him anything, but maybe in this environment she'd be more willing to talk.
私が
When I
小さい
was
時
little,
に
they left me with the
私を
doctors
先
and
生
went
たちの
away.
ところに置いて行ってし
My
まい
eyes
まし
narrowed
た
when I heard her say the doctors. She was probably talking about the scientists in that underground facility. And then she'd become a victim of their human experiments, just like Minimisawa Senri. Why had her parents done something so horrible to her?
君はそれからずっ
Did
と
you stay in that
あ
basement the
の
whole
地下施
time?
設に
はい
Yes.
どうして
Why didn't you,
その
well,
逃げな
run
かったん
away?
だ
お母さんに
Mother
ど
told
こ
me
に
not
も
to
行
go
くなと
anywhere.
言われたのでそんなの
That's horrible.
ひどい
Yui put her hand up to her mouth. I could feel the rage boiling over within me.
この子は
She's just like me.
僕と同じだ
Her parents had ignored her ever since she was a small child, and eventually they just disappeared. But despite that, she wasn't able to get away from them.
君はそこで
You
実
were
験の
taking
被
care of the
害者
victim. I mean, the people there, right?
みんなの世話をしていたけど
Because the
地
earthquake.
震のせいです
There was sadness in her eyes as she remembered the people that had vanished.
地震で
After the
先生
earthquake,
た
the
ちが
doctors
病
went
院
away.
からいなく
So
な
did
っ
the
てしま
nurses
い
who
まし
cared
た
for everyone.
だから
So the
代わ
hospital
り
told me
に
to take
私
care of
がお
them
世話をす
instead.
るようにと
学校はどうしたんだい？
What about school?
君
You're
は
wearing
今着
the
ているの
uniform for
は
Hekiho Academy,
碧
right?
峰学園の
At
制
your
服
age,
だ
you should be
ろ？
in middle school.
年齢から考
壁法
Hekiho Academy?
私たちが通
Our
ってる
school.
学校
You're
よ
a。student there, right?
ウキちゃんは
The Yamazoe
う
shook
ち
her
の
head.
生徒なのよ。
These
これ
belong to a
お友
friend.
達が着てた。
友達
A friend?
はじめ
At first,
地
it
下で
wasn't just me
皆
who
さ
was
んのお
taking
世
care
話
of
を
the
し
people in
て
the
いたの
basement.
は
I
私
had a
だけ
friend
じゃ
who
な
was
く
my
て
age.
時々
Sometimes she wore these, and I always told her they were cute.
可愛い。
あ
I see.
あもしかしてその
Did
子
that girl come from the
君と
outside
違っ
then?
て外から通う
はい
Yes.
なるほど
I see.
壁
So
法の
she
生徒だ
was
っ
a
たのは
student
そっちの子か
Was the student at Hekio?
彼女
At
最
first,
初
she
は
worked
私と
alongside
一
me,
緒に
but
お
she
仕
started
事
getting
をして
sicker
た
and
んですけど
sicker, and she didn't.
だんだ
and didn't
ん
come as
具合が
often.
悪そうになって
And one day, she gave me these
お
as a
休み
present.
も多くなってきて
She said that she didn't need them anymore, and that I should take good care of them.
代わりに大切に着てね
Yamazoe
っ
looked down at
て
her shoes.
だから
So these
この
clothes
お
are very
洋服は
important to
私
me.
の大事
I
な
I
宝
always
物
keep
で
them
す
clean and wear them all the
い
time.
つも綺麗にしてきています
When I saw her expression, I understood. Her friend probably knew that she was dying. She'd been a victim of the same horrible experiments as Minasawa and Yamazoe, and gotten sick as a result.
それじゃあ
Then
君
you
が
took
老
those
人を
old
連れて
people
外
out.
を
タクル、
Takaru? Kurusu interrupts me gently.
一度にいろいろ
Let's
聞く
not
の
ask
は
too many
やめ
questions
ま
at
しょう。
once, okay?
あ
Oh,
ウキちゃん、辛い
Uki-chan,
こと
I
もい
know
っ
this is
ぱい
gonna
あ
be
ると
painful
思
for
う
you,
し、
so let's talk
ま
more
た
about
夜
tonight
にでも
instead,
ね。
okay?
そうだよな
You're right.
それに、
And
朝
we
ごは
haven't
んだっ
even
てまだだもの
eaten
ね。
breakfast yet.
お
You
腹
must
空
be
いたで
hungry,
しょ？
right?
いえ
No,
私は
I'm
そんな
not.
Liar!
There was a cute little rumble from her tummy. She gasped a little embarrassment and turned red.
父さん
Liar!
もそれでいいかしら。
Dad, that's okay with you, right?
あ
Yeah. Hey, Uki-chan.
Ah,
This
Uki-chan.
girl may look scary, but her
あ
cooking's top notch. Go upstairs and eat.
と辛いが
父さん
Dad. Kurusu pursed her lips as she took Yamazoe's hand and stood up.
これ、チョコレー
Oh,
ト。
here, you can have another piece of chocolate. Thank
あり
you.
がとうございます
As she left, Yuto quickly gave her another piece of chocolate. Ooh, piece of candy. At lunchtime, Iso and I were heading to the club room.
じゃああの
Isn't that
山添
Yamazoe?
ウキって
Hey,
子
Yuki girl's at the
今
Alpha
青
Door
葉
now?
寮にいるのか
ああ
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen now, but I want to
この先
try and help her.
なんとかして
Still can't believe she was in Yui-chan's
ま
class,
さか
though.
ゆいちゃんの
Yeah, I'm surprised too.
でも
That's a good
まあ
thing,
よ
though,
かったん
right?
じゃねえの
よかったって
A good thing? I mean, I get where he's coming from. He's probably gonna say like, "Oh, hey, we can figure out more about her."
ゆいちゃん
Yui-chan was
喜
happy,
んでたん
wasn't
だ
she?
ろ
あ
Oh,
あ
so
そうい
that's
うこ
what
と
you
か
meant. Yeah,
確かに
you had really looked happy this morning. Normally, she probably tried her hardest to play the role of being Yuto's big sister. But she was still only in middle school. If she ran to a friend, of course it would make her happy.
何がおかしい
It's
んだ
something funny.
いや
Nah, just no
Omae,
matter what you
口では
say,
な
you
んだ
really
かんだ
care
言い
about
な
your
がら
family now, don't you?
結構大事にしてるからな今の家族の
That's not it.
照れるなって
Don't blush, it's a
お前
good
にとっ
thing
ても
for
いい
you
ことなん
too,
じゃねえの
isn't it? That's
そうい
something
う
like
存
that.
在がいるって
僕
I'm
は
not
別
blushing.
に
It,
照れて
wait,
ない
it doesn't matter. Come on, let's go to the club
って
room.
いうか小野や有村や和樹
We
に
need to tell Noe, Arimura,
Yamazoe
and
のこと話さなきゃ。
Kazuki about Yamazoe too. Of course, I'd already told everyone to come for an emergency meeting. They should be in the room already.
というわけで
So now Yamazoe Uki is safe and out of the
大
dorm.
活躍だったんだね。
There you go, Taku.
Hmm.
いや
Nah, it
そういう
was
ことで
nothing. Girls all seem very impressed. Squeeze. Squeeze. Sarah goes squeezing her Garo froggy strap in lieu of applause. It still sounded nothing like it was supposed to, and honestly, I would have preferred the applause, but I was used to it now, I guess.
ダメよ、セリカ。
Serika,
あ
Kazuki,
んま
don't
り
fire
お
him
だて
too
る
much.
と
He'll do
い
something
い気に
crazy
なって
again.
また
I will not. That is also a lie. Sheesh, I appreciate that she's worried about me, but Cruz is a little too protective. Sorry, I keep checking something. I really wish you'd stop saying that stuff when everyone else was around. It's embarrassing.
けど気持
Feels
ちいいっ
good
す
though.
ね
I bet Shinjo-san and
今
Kunosawa-san
頃
are
新
so
庄さ
pissed
んや
right
久野
about
里さ
now.
ん
Serves
いら
them
違
right
って
though.
ますよ
有村は前から知
Did
っ
you
て
know
た
about
の
Yamazoe
山添
Arimura?
のこと。
ええまあ
Yeah, I just talked to her
電
a
話
little on
で
the
ちょっと
phone.
話したくらいです。彼女フリ
She
ー
didn't
ジア
say
で
much of
は
anything
肝
at
心なこ
Frisha,
とは
I
ほ
guess.
とんど喋らな
She
か
was
ったみたい
probably
です
scared
よ
then.
まあ
Yeah, I'm
そうだ
sure.
な。
それに比
I feel
べ
like
て
she
あ
was
の
pretty
子
tired in front of you,
宮
huh?
代
You
先輩
just
の
looked
前で
dumb,
は
but
割
then you
と
actually
素
know
直
how to
だっ
treat
た
a
みた
lady.
いですね
I remember
先輩
Grind.
って
Of course I do. I've read every issue of
実は女の子の扱いがうま
I
か
can
った
actually
り
say
す
that
るん
though.
で
I
す
was
か
like,
違う
no,
よ。
it's because
ク
Caruso
リ
and
スと
Yui were
ユイが
there.
いてくれたから。
当たり前じゃない
Of
ですか
course, you didn't take me
何
seriously,
本
did
気
you?
にしてるん
That's
です
creepy.
気持ち
Ah! I was never gonna get used to this. For one thing, no matter how hard I tried to glare at her, she just smirked in response. I was trying to think of a good comeback when the door of the clubroom suddenly opened. The door opened softly, but it was clear that the person standing in front of it was furious. Uh-oh. You. Speaking of the devil, Kunosawa was there, and the light in her eyes was as cold and fierce as ever. Oh dear. Instead of yelling, her voice was low and threatening. I figured that she'd eventually find out we were the ones who'd taken Yamazoe, but I didn't expect her to come here so soon. What the hell are you thinking? What?
どうって。
She's important evidence. Don't you dare get in the way of my investigation.
Kunosawa-san stomped over to me and grabbed me by the lapel. Her arms were so thin that I didn't know where she got the strength from. It was like she was filled with some kind of raw hatred that gave her power.
ちょっとやめ
Hey,
てくださ
stop!
い暴
Why
力
was this wrong?
Serika and Caruso grabbed her and tried to pull her off, but she held on to me tightly.
僕は
I did
無理に
fortunately.
あの子を連れて帰ったわけじゃ。
何
What?
彼
She
女は
wanted to come with us.
う
She
ちに
said she
来る
didn't
の
want
を
to go with
望ん
you.
だんです。あなたた
I
ち
was
の
only
ところには
half
行かないって言ったんです
But I
よ。
felt like I had to say it anyway.
大体
And what do you mean
証拠って
evidence?
何
She's
なん
not
です
a
か
thing or test subject, so I
彼
can't let
女
you
は
have
もの
her.
じゃないです。実験動物でもない。
何も知らないくせ
You
に
don't know anything, you asshole.
Her hand gripped me tighter. What the hell's going on? What's wrong with this woman? I felt powerful rage building up within me. There was a low buzzing in my ears, and Caruso and Serga's shouts suddenly seemed to be very far away. Damn it! And then I saw my D-sword. Stop. And it was clearer than it had ever been before.
こいつ。
Let me go, damn it!
出せよ。
Her face suddenly twisted in pain. I looked at her with blurry eyes and saw that a red mark had formed on her pale white wrist, as if something was digging into it. She was gritting her teeth, and her breathing made it seem like she was trying to endure some kind of incredible pain, but she still refused to let me go.
八代先輩ダメです
Yojiro-senpai, no, don't do it!
Arimura's scream sounded like it was coming from underwater. The new violent temptations within me had almost taken control. What she's trying to do is wrong. I'll get rid of her myself. That righteous anger combined with a maddeningly sweet feeling of omnipotence overflowed from within me and refused to stop. With this power, I can do anything I want. That's right. Do it. Just kill this bitch.
やめなさいタクル
Stop it right now, Takaru.
Ah! I heard Caruso yell in my ear. At the same time, it felt a strong slap across my cheek. And then Kunosawa-san and I were pulled apart. I suddenly regained control of my senses. Caruso, Ito, and Serika had grabbed me and were holding me back, while Arimura and Kazuki were doing the same to Kunosato. Kunosawa-san looked at me with eyes full of hate, then pushed Arimura and Kazuki away.
Watch out!
Serika quickly grabbed them and held them up.
大丈夫
Are you okay?
ありがとうセ
Thanks, Sari. Enough of this, Kunosawa-san.
リ
Now
もう
it's
や
the
めてくだ
Empress's
さい
turn to get
黒
mad.
里さんお帰りください
Please leave. You're not part of
こ
this
こは
club,
部
and you
外
are
者
not
がいて
welcome
いい
here.
場所ではありません
She was clenching her hands in a fist so tightly that they turned white, standing between Kunosato and the rest of us as if she was some kind of guardian.
あなたが何の罪
I
で
don't know why you're behaving this way toward Takaru, Uki, and Arimura-san,
それ
but
から
I
有
won't
村
allow
さんに
it.
ひどい仕打ちをする
お前の許可なん
I
て
don't
いる
need
か
your permission. You saw for yourself just now. Psychics are dangerous.
能力者は危険な
今すぐお引き取りください
Now. Cruce's voice left no room for discussion. Neither of them moved a muscle for a moment.
ちょっと待ってくれストップだストップ
Wait! What? Stop! And then we heard panting coming from the hallway. Shinjo, you're a little late to this. I figured you'd be here.
どこへ行ったのかと思えば やっ
Shinjo-san.
ぱりここか久野
He
里
must
さ
have been
ん
running for a while because his hair was messed up and there was sweat on his forehead.
俺に任せて
Didn't
と
I
言
ask
わ
you to
なか
leave
った
this
か
to me?
あんたの悠長
The way
な
you
やり
want
方
to
で
do
は
it, it takes so long that the evidence we need will be destroyed.
焦るのはわ
I
かる
know
が
we're in a hurry. You're
物
in
に
a
は
hurry.
言い
There
方
are
とい
better
う
ways
も
to
の
do
だ
things.
な
I'm sorry, Crusoe-san. We didn't come here to
申し
fight.
訳ないクルーズさん
じゃあ何
Then why are
の
you
ご用
here?
ですか
そう
Please
怖
don't
い
look at me
顔
like
しない
that.
でくれるかな
Shinjo-san looked at both of them, troubled. And then he turned toward me.
なあ宮代君
Listen,
君
Mishiro-kun.
の言いたいこと
I
は
know what
わ
you're
か
going
る
to say, and I don't blame you for
昨
taking
日
Yuki-kun
ウ
last
キ
night.
君
You
を
were
連れ
probably
去
in
っ
the
たこ
wrong
と
there.
もだから
So, now we've come to ask you for a favor. We want Uki-kun, and if possible, you and
できれば
Arimura-san
君
to
と
get an
有村さ
examination
ん
at a
も
proper facility.
しかるべき場所で
はあ
What?
Arimura responded before I could.
新庄さんこそ頭
Anyone
の
needs
中見て
their
もらっ
head
たらどう
examined.
で
It's
す
you.
か
Did you honestly think we'd say, yes, please run a bunch of experiments on us?
話は最後まで
Let
聞い
me
てくれ
finish. This is for your sake,
これ
really.
は本当に君たちの
His
ため
next
なん
words
だ
came
よ
as a shock to me.
実は今し
We
がた
actually just spoke to Dr.
佐久間
Sakuma.
先生に相談
父さんに
To Dad? Both Crusoe and I shouted at the same time.
君たちはその
You two you don't like
久
the
野
way
里さんのやり方
Kurosawa-san
が
does
気に
things,
入らないん
right?
だよな
Then why not go to a
だったら
hospital run by a friend
佐
of
久間
Dr.
先生の
Sakuma's?
友人の病院なら
おい
Hey,
何
you
を
can't
勝手に
just...
決めて
久野里さん
Kurosawa-san. Shinjo-san put up a hand to cut her off.
わかるだろ
You know that this is the
そうし
only
なき
way
ゃ
where they're ever
彼
going
ら
to
は
agree,
検査に
right?
なんて応じ
I'll
な
let
い
you
よ
come too.
ちゃんと君
Kurosawa-san furrowed her brow in anger, then turned around and left the room. Shinjo-san waited until he couldn't hear the footsteps anymore, and then sighed a little in relief. Then he continued.
ということで
Jesus
どうだろう
Christ,
な
can you help me
宮
get a
代
new
君
job, you two?
有村さん
Can you, let
何
me
でも
join your
佐久間先生
newspaper club?
以前は大学の医
I
学
do
部で
not want to deal
准
with that
教授
lady
をしていた
anymore.
らしいじゃないか
She's terrifying. So how about you two? I heard that Dr. Sakuma was once an assistant professor in a university medical department after all. I didn't know that. Crusoe must not have known it either because she looked over at me confused.
父さんが
That was an
准教
assistant
授
professor?
知らなかった
I didn't know that.
ただの変なお
I
じ
thought he
さ
was
んだ
just a
と
weird
思っ
old
て
guy.
た
おいおい
Hey,
まあ
I mean,
あの
with the way he
ルックス
looks, I can
じ
see
ゃ
where you
そ
get
う
the idea,
思われる
right?
かもしれないけど
Shinjo-san laughed, seemingly in sympathy with my dad.
佐久間先生
I
の
think
友
a
人
friend
な
of his can be
ら
trusted.
信頼できる
What
と
about
思
you?
うんだけどな
私はど
Either
っ
way,
ちに
I
しても
refuse.
嫌ですよ
そういう
I
と
thought so. Shinjo-san chuckled. He'd probably been anticipating that response.
でもな
But you know, Arimura-san, from what Dr. Sakuma said, your powers might be having a bad effect on
君
your
らの
health.
能力は
え
What?
山添浮君
Gumi
に
Yamazoe
会ったといい
Uki-kun. You'll find it very
あれ
difficult
で
to believe that she's
14歳と
14
いうのは
years old,
明
right?
らかにおかしいと思うん
Mishiro-kun.
だ
It was true that Yamazoe looked the same as she did in her old school pictures. It was like the passage of time had stopped for her. We do know that overusage of those abilities can cause very big problems with the person's body. Obviously, our biggest obvious example is Takumi himself from Chaos and Noah. He became like this frail old man in like a little kid's body. But like he was a frail old man with but his body structure was that of a little kid's. But but everything else was like an old man's. And that was because of overusage of his powers. So it's possible that overusing her own powers has caused Uki's body to stop aging, and she might even have the same fate as Takumi at some point. If that was caused by her powers,
ウキ君に関しては
Dr. Sakuma's
絶
opinion
対
is
に
that
精
she
密検査を
needs
す
a
べきという
detailed
のが
examination
佐久間
no
先
matter
生の
what.
意見だ。そのついでに
Why not have them take
宮
a
代
look
君
at
と
you
有
two
村
of
さ
you
ん
while
も
you're there
異
at
常
it?
がな
Just
いか
think of
見
it
て
as a
もらっ
check.
たらどうだ
How's
ろ
that sound?
う。まあ
Aimura was still unsure, it seemed, but what happened to Yamazoe must have bothered her.
少し考え
Let
さ
me
せて
think about it for a while.
あ
Yeah,
あ
it's
それで
fine.
構わない。
まだ OK し
I
たわ
haven't
けじ
said
ゃ
I
ないで
would
すよ
yet, okay?
もちろん。
Of course.
あの
I looked out the door where Kunosada-san had just left.
父さんが必要だ
Dad
と
says I
いう
need an exam, I'll get one. But if
検査を受けてもいいです
Kunosada-san starts treating
けどその途
Yamazoe
中
or
で
Arimura like
も
guinea
し
pigs
黒
in the
里
middle
さ
of
ん
it.
がその
I hesitate for a
山添
second,
や
unsure of what
有
to
村の
say,
実験動
but
物
then I
みたいに扱ったり
continued.
したら
I-
僕だって
I'll
怒
lose
り
it.
ます
I'll use my powers and I'll wreck everything. I'll wreck everything so bad that you won't be able to do even a single exam. And I mean it.
めちゃくちゃにしてやりますから覚えておいて
Taku,
おいおい。
Dude,
ダメよ
you can't do that. What are you saying?
everyone was shocked to see me act so differently than usual. But I remembered the sense of power, of omnipotence that I just felt, and shivered a little. That's right. I could do it. I would do it. If I had to, I could do what I just did.
了解だ。
Understood.
検査中
I'll
は
make sure she understands that during the exam. Will that do?
それでいいだろ。
Shinjo-san sighed a little and shook his head. He was probably trying to come up with a way to keep Kunosada-san quiet and not have him much luck.
それじゃあ
Alright,
部活
sorry to
中の
interrupt
とこ
your
ろ
club time.
お邪魔したね。
He went to leave the room, but just before he stepped into the hallway, he turned around.
あっといけない。
Oh, oops, I had something else
もう
important
一つ
to say, and I almost
大事な話があったんだ。
forgot because of
久
Kunosada-san.
野里さんのせいでは。
なんでしょうか
What is it?
It was clear from Kurusu's voice that she was still upset. Shinjo-san may have been used to dealing with Kunosada-san, but the Empress was a whole different beast altogether. He flinched a little. Why is everyone I come into contact with scary?
宮代君と
This
梅
is
さ
for
ん、
Miss Miyashi,
あと
for
伊
Miyashiro-kun,
藤君にちょっとね
Onoe-san, and Ito-kun.
私で
Me?
俺
I didn't do
何も悪い
anything.
ことしてないっす
してな
Neither
い
did
です
I.
君たち
You
病
three
院の
trespassed into
地
the
下
hostel
へ不
basement,
法
didn't
侵
you?
入したじゃないか。
Oh, come on.
あれはですね
That was...
というか
Wait, didn't you
そ
and
れを言ったら
Kunosada-san
新
do
庄
the
さんや
same thing?
黒里さんだって
That's
その
right.
通りだ。
So that was a joke.
だから今のは冗談として。
You're an asshole.
冗談になって
Well, it wasn't funny.
本気でびっ
You
く
really
りしちゃ
scared
っ
me.
たよ
聞きたいことっていうのは
Actually, I wanted to ask you
実
about
は
something.
その地下施
Something
設
about
のこと
that.
でね。
Shinjo-san's voice dropped several decibels as he continued.
久野里さんの
Kunosada-san
話だと
said that there was data on a
施設の
girl
PC
named
に
Minamisawa
南
Senri on the
沢千
computer
里とい
there.
う女の子のデータ
I heard Kurusu gasp a little. Shinjo-san didn't know about Kurusu and Minamisawa though, so he just looked confused for a moment before quickly continuing.
久野里さんは君たちも
Kunosada-san
一
says
緒
you
に
saw
見
it
た
too.
と証言
Do
し
you
て
remember?
覚えはあるかな。
Suddenly hearing that name almost brought back the trauma, but
はい見ました
yeah, I saw it.
データは確かにあったん
The
だ
data was there, right?
はい
Yes,
そうか。
I see. Shinjo-san looked at Ito and Serika too. They both nodded.
なら
Then
こ
I
れを
want
確
you to
認
see
してほ
this.
しい。
It's evidence, so I couldn't
証拠
bring
品
the
でね
real thing here, but
実物を持ってくるわけ
he
に
put
はい
his
かな
hand
か
in
っ
his
たん
pocket
だ
and
な。
took out a photo. Hmm? Where did you get this? It showed what looked like an ID card. Arkhart Tokyo General Hospital. Senri Minamisawa, female. Date of birth 1997, June 7th. Or is it this? Or is it July 6th? I don't know. I couldn't believe my eyes. The card looked old and it was dirty and scratched in spots. But the name and face on it were clearly visible.
南沢
Minamisawa Senri. That's right, the name Minamisawa Senri was displayed under the ID number. The expressionless face in the picture was without a doubt the girl I'd seen in the basement.
どうだろ
Well,
う。同姓
could
同
it
名
just
の
be a
別
different
人って
person
こ
with the
とは
same
ない
name?
かな。
Kunosada-san insists
久
that
野
it's
里さん
her.
はこの子に。
間違いないです
It's her. I'm sure of it.
俺
Yeah,
もそう
I
思い
think
ま
so
す
too.
私も
Me too.
All three of us answered instantly. Shinjo-san nodded and put the picture back in his pocket.
そうか。
I see.
ありがとう。
Thank you.
あの
That girl, Minamisawa
南沢
Senri-san.
千里さんがどうか
Is
した
something
んで
going
す
on
か
with her? I asked, trying to say it in a way that wouldn't bother Caruso.
ゆうべ
Last night,
そうだな
it would have just been about the
ちょ
time
うど
you two
君
took
が
Uki 君 to
を
Albador, I
青葉寮に
suppose.
連れて行新鮮駅付近
Two
の
officers
警
on
ら中
patrol
だっ
near
た巡査2
Shinsen
名が
Station found a woman they
連
believed
続
to be
放火事
suspect
件
in
の
serial
容疑者
arson
らしき
case.
女を発見
Huh?
っていうと私たちを襲ったパイロキ
And
ネ
that's
シストです
Pyrokinetic
か
who attacked us.
あ
Yeah. Your
君らの
testimony in
証
the
言
cops
や
especially
有
Arimura
村
helped
さんに
with
協
matched
力して
and
もら
I'm
った
told.
似顔絵と
More than
特徴
anything,
が
she
一致して
supposedly
いた
was
そう
using
だ
fire.
何よりも
Supposedly, I'm
火を
told.
使ったらしいからね
Those words probably meant
逃げられたん
she
です
escaped, didn't she?
職務質問をしよう
They
と
were
近寄
attacked
った
when they
途
went to
端にや
question
ら
her.
れた
One was badly burned and is
一
in the
人は重度
ICU.
の熱傷で
Damn.
もう一人の巡
The
査
other
は
officer tried to grab her and got into a struggle. He was badly
取り押さえようともみ合いに
burned
なった。
on the arms and legs too, but during the struggle she
結局
dropped this.
彼も手足を焼かれ
He
重
patted the
傷
photo
な
in
ん
his
だが
pocket. Yep.
その
We
時
got
女
official
が起こし
confirmation,
たん
I think, in
だ
that case, that that's Senri. The pyrokinetic is Senri.
は
Huh? That woman had Minamisawa Senri's ID card. Why?
それって
Does that mean she's the one who
宮
attacked
代を襲っ
Michiro?
た犯人がその
Does that mean she's the one who attacked Michiro?
ってこと
It
で
has
す
to,
か
right?
What just happened?
Suddenly there was a loud crash. I turned and saw that Caruso had gone deathly pale and had grabbed the table to keep herself from falling over. Her teacup was lying shattered on the table. The sound was probably from when she dropped it.
クルス
Caruso!
先輩
Senpai,
大丈
are you okay?
夫ええ
Yes.
ごめんなさ
I'm
い
sorry. I
ちょ
just
っ
felt a
と
little
めまい
dizzy.
がしたものだ
座ってろ
Sit down, Vice President.
ありがとう
Thanks.
Kazuki dragged a chair over for her to sit in, and she collapsed down on top of it. Shinjo-san seemed to realize that something was wrong. He hesitated a moment and then asked in as soft a tone as he could muster.
クルスさん
Caruso,
もしかして君
do you
も
know something about
南
Minamisawa
沢千里
Senri?
のことを何か知っ
新庄さん
Shinjo-san, that's not...
そのことは
平気よ
I'm fine, Takaru. Caruso looked up at him and cut me off. And then she told him how Minamisawa Senri was her childhood friend and that she was being used as a test subject in the experiments conducted in that basement. And finally,
でも
but her name's not
千里は
on
渋
the
谷地
memorial
震
for
の
the
被災
victims
者
of
と
the
して
Shibuya earthquake.
慰霊碑にも名前が
It can't
刻
be
まれてい
her.
ます犯
That's
人
how
で
she
あるはず
finished.
がありません
そうですよ
That's right. Kunosawa-san said she'd probably die in the earthquake too.
久野里さんも言ってましたし
I quickly added. Shinjo-san thought for a moment and then spoke, even more gently than before.
クルスさん
Kurusu-san,
よく話してくれた
thank
ね
you for telling me this.
ありがとう彼女の死の記録が
Police
事
are
実かど
investigating
うか
whether
は
the
今
records of her
警
death are
察で再
accurate.
調査を
Depending
進め
on
て
what we find, I'm afraid I may have to ask
そ
you
の
to come
状
down to
況
the
次
station
第で
and
は
talk to us.
申し訳ない
構いません
That's fine. Though I
何
do
かの
believe
間
it's some
違い
kind of
だと信
mistake.
じてますけど
No, I don't think so. Senri survived, and something about her has changed completely now. There was no doubt in her voice. Shinjo-san chuckled a little.
君の友達を疑
I
いたく
don't
は
want to
な
doubt
い
your
が
friend, but it's part of my
因果の商
job.
売でね犯人の正体はともか
Whoever the
く
arsonist might be, there's a chance they might come after you two again.
君らは
Mishiro-kun,
また狙われる可
Aimura-san,
能性がある
be
用
careful.
心だけはしていてくれ
You're right,
やっ
aren't
ぱ
you?
りそうですか
君たちは能力者だと。She
バ
knows
レて
you're
しまった
psychic
んです
now. If something happens, call me
何
anytime,
かあったら
24 hours
す
a
ぐに連
day.
絡をあと南
Also,
沢
don't
千
tell
里
anyone
の
about
件に関して
Minamisawa
は
Senri until the police
警
make an
察から
official
正式に
announcement. I don't
発
want the
表があ
media
るの
finding
で
out
外部に
until we
漏
know
ら
the
さない
truth
で
of
く
the
れ
matter. Thank you.
真偽がはっきりするまでマスコミあたりに騒がれたくない
Shinjo-san took one last worried look at Kurusu and then left the room.
Look how angry freaking Kazuki looks in this pose. She looks... I know it's probably just because of Arimura's like hair ribbons, but it looks like she is just evilly glaring at freaking Shinjo.
Everyone fell silent, lost in their own thoughts. Welp. In the end, we canceled the club meeting and Kurusu went to the student council to finish up her work. She was still pale. We all got ready to go, but for some reason no one actually left. Sarika and Arimura were flipping through magazines. Kazuki was still silently playing ESO too. Ito and I were thinking about the case and glancing occasionally at the map on the wall. There was a new sticky memo on the map. While I was trying to decide if we should add it, Kurusu had written it down and copied it herself. The killer might be Senri. Yeah. Her normally beautiful handwriting was a little unsteady. She'd probably been shaking as she wrote it.
Minamisawa Senri.
Minamisawa Senri, huh? Yeah. The girl in the ID card photo does look a lot like the one Arimura described for that sketch. Arimura looked up from her magazine. She was staring at me. She didn't say it aloud, but it was obvious that she was trying to tell me that she thought so too. I thought back to when we'd been attacked by the pyrokinetic. She was a lot older, but if the girl on the ID card grew up, she might look like that, yeah. I mean, she had the same color hair. Then she was the one who attacked us. But that can't be. If only we had some more solid information. Maybe that girl knows something. That girl? Yeah. Oh no, Uki. I had saved from it, but then realized we weren't getting anywhere as things stood, so I held out my hand toward Ito. Let me borrow your phone for a second. You still don't have a new one? Shut up. I'll get one soon, thank you. I took the phone from Ito and dialed the number. Let me check something.
Sorry, I just like to keep checking things to make sure everything's alright.
Safe and sound. Yeah, it is. Took out the phone and dialed a number. After a few rings, I heard a voice I knew well. It was a gruff voice that I'd heard almost every day lately.
Hello, this is Alba Clinic.
Hello, Dad. It's me.
Oh, Takaru, what is it?
It's about Yamazoe-san. What is she doing right now?
Oh, I'm giving her an IV and an exam. She looked a little malnourished, like you said, so she was probably in a really bad environment.
Can I talk to her on the phone?
She's not asleep, so that should be okay. Just give me a second.
I could hear him get farther away from the phone. A second later, I heard a loud, high-pitched girl's voice.
Hey, big bro, Uki-chan's getting treatment right now. We can't bother her.
Your yelling is probably bothering her worse than I would, right?
Huh?
You'd probably been so worried about Yamazoe that she'd race home after school. It's great to see her being such a good friend, but right now it was a huge nuisance. Just let me talk to Yamazoe-san. It's important.
I can't wait.
This is a secret, okay? I don't want Kurusu to find out, so don't tell anybody. Okay? There was silence on the line for a moment as she thought, but eventually she reluctantly agreed.
Okay, just hold on a second.
Since it was just me, she probably didn't feel the need to put the call on hold. I could hear the doors opening and closing as she went to the exam room. There was some whispering, and then I heard another girl's voice.
Hello?
Hey, sorry to bother you. You're not feeling well?
I'm fine. I said I was okay, but Dr. Sakuma and Yui-san were worried about me.
I see. I was relieved to hear that she wasn't in bad shape. What I was about to ask might be bad for her, mentally. Hey, do you know a girl named Minamisawa Senri?
I'm sorry?
Minamisawa Senri. According to the record, she went to the same facility you did until the Shibuya earthquake. She would have been 6 years ago, so maybe around 12?
Minamisawa Senri-san.
That's right. Is there anything you remember about her, no matter how small?
Minamisawa-san. Minamisawa-san.
She seemed to be trying her best to remember. I saw that the rest of the newspaper club, not just Ito, but Serika, Arimura, and Kazuki as well, were staring at me and trying to hear that convo. Yamazoe thought a little more before she spoke.
I never met or talked with her directly, but I saw her going into the treatment room several times. They said her treatment was more painful than mine, so doctors told me I had to work hard too.
I remembered the experiments I'd seen as a little kid, as well as the tiny girl crying for help. I shivered. But Yamazoe had it far worse than I did. She'd actually been exposed to the same torture that Minamisawa Senri was.
ごめんな。
I'm sorry for
嫌
making
な
you
こと思
remember
い出
something
させ
so
て。
horrible.
No, I've never thought it was horrible.
そっか。
I see.
他
Is
に
there anything
何か
else you
覚えてること
remember?
はないか？
Alright, Mimisawa-san had hurt her leg, I think.
Oh, that's a big identifier because the pyrokinetic also had a hurt leg.
足？
Her leg.
Yes, when I saw her, she was always dragging one leg. The doctors would like help her into the treatment room.
片足を引き
Dragging
ず
one
って
leg.
So I was sure she was getting treatment for her leg.
Dragging her leg. Wasn't that the same thing the pyrokinetic was doing? Yep. Shambling.
Miyashiro-san?
いや、ごめん。
Sorry, if I need anything else, I'll thanks. Thanks.
ありがとう。
Alright, I'll give the phone back to Ui-san.
そのまま切っちゃってく
Just
れ。
hang up.
うる
She's
さいか
being
ら。
annoying. Anyway, see you
じゃあ
later.
また後で。
I heard that. What do you mean annoying?
Bye bye. I hung up the phone before she could and handed it back to Ito. Then I looked up at the map again. I saw the two notes that Caruso had written with a shaky hand. Pyrokinetic found. Had Senri's ID card. Pyrokinetic equals killer. Killer might be Senri.
あの女は
Is that woman really
本当
Minamisawa
に
Senri?
南沢千里なのか？
It has to be, otherwise there'd be a different If it isn't, then that leads a different question. If the pyrokinetic is not Senri, then why does it seem like there's someone going to such lengths to appear as Senri? But I have to assume it is Senri.
でも
But she said, right? Her name's on the memorial like the vice president said.
副部長が言うように
Was a body ever
慰霊
found
碑
though?
にも名
That's
前
what
は
I
ある
want
し
to know.
なあ。
Yeah, but the dye we
で
saw on the
も
ground only
地
said
下
that
で
she
見
was
たデータ
missing.
では、
だからそ
And
れは
that's
そう。
Yeah,
新庄さんにも
just
言
like
ったけど
Shinjo-san said,
僕
I'm
はそれ
sure
が
that
彼
meant she
女の
was
死を
dead.
意味すると
Crusoe
思
had
い
said
込ん
so
でいる。
too.
けどもしそれが
But what if the dad
デー
was
タ通
right
り
and she actually
本
did
当に
just
行
go
方が
missing?
わからないだけだ。
どういうこと
What do you mean?
Sarah was looking between me and the map in confusion.
尾上も覚えがあるだろ。
Don't you remember Onoe?
H
H Tokyo General Hospital was one of the main relief
渋谷
centers
地
during
震
the
の時、
earthquake.
災
They
害
would
拠
have
点
had
病
any
院の
number
一
of
つ
ways to
に
share
なっている。
data.
そうなると
But that's kind of
ちょっと
strange.
変で
If
す
her
ね。
name's on the memorial, that means that some
慰霊碑
hospital
に名
somewhere,
前
or
が
maybe
あ
the
るって
police
こと
officially
は
declared her
ど
dead.
こかの病院あるいは警察で彼女の死亡が正式に確認されたってことですもんね。
I wonder. I just had a very strange thought. There is an interest. What if there's two Senris? Maybe that sounds ridiculous, but it's not at all ridiculous when you consider Chaos had Noah, and the fact that there were two Takumis. The original Takumi created the other Takumi with the powers of Gigalomania. What if it's possible that Senri did die, but before she died, she managed to create another version of herself? The same way that Takumi did. If that happened, then yeah, it would be possible for Senri to die, yet at the same time, be alive. Because obviously she would die, like the original would die in the hospital, right? But is it possible that there are two Senris, and that the original Senri did the same thing that Takumi did in Chaos Head Noah, and made another version of herself? Right? That was a pretty large-scale operation. They wouldn't miss it if one of their test subjects was dead.
確かに
They wouldn't write
行
missing,
方
yeah.
不明なんて書かないよな。
Theo crossed his arms in thought,
ってことは
which means her name
死
on the
亡した
memorial is a
っていう
mistake,
情報が間
or a deliberate
違い
lie?
もし
新庄さんは
That's
多
probably
分
what
それを
Shinjo-san
疑ってる。
suspects, that Minamisawa Senri is
南沢
alive and
千
that
里
she's
という
after
子はま
us.
だ生きていて、そして僕たちを狙ってるって
The
こ
red
と
sun
だ。
was about to sink below the buildings in the horizon. I looked out the window and saw that the sunlight had illuminated the clouds and formed a brilliant twilight. But soon it would disappear and the cold night would come.
でもさ
But
仮
if
に犯
Minamisawa
人
Senri
が
is the killer,
南
why
沢
would she
千里
attack
だ
you?
として
それは
I don't know. Maybe she hates psychics for some reason and just happened to find
な
me?
ぜか能力者。
だったら
If that's the case, then what's the point of recreating the New Gen madness? Of course, if there's some kind of message encoded in the killings, that's a different matter.
That's the one piece of the puzzle that makes no sense. Why is it that these are being done on the same dates that the New Generation Madness killings were done? If we can figure out why that's happening, we could probably crack this case wide open. Because it doesn't make sense. Why on earth? Some kind of message. Back then, when Mimisawa Senri had begged me for help, I'd left her there. I was just a kid. What could I do? No matter how much I told myself that, she probably wouldn't agree. She probably thought I was a ray of hope, but I'd left her there and ran away. It wouldn't surprise me if the memories of that turned to hatred and rage that she would never forget. And after she was set free during the Shibuya earthquake, she attacked me. That wouldn't explain the other people, though, nor would explain how angry she seemed equally at Arimura. Suddenly I remember the time when she attacked me. That smile on her face had chilled me to the bone. And she said to me, I found you. Could it be revenge? Is this whole thing Mimisawa Senri's way of getting revenge on me? Damn it, that's impossible! I realized what I was thinking and slapped my hands against my cheeks to drive the thought out of my mind.
Really? Really, really?
Oh,
Yep, just leave it to me.
Yay, is that great, John? You said you can stay here.
I keep hitting the Broughton. After we got back, Cruz and I were met with some good news.
Yes, thank you very much, sir. I told you, don't need to be so polite.
Shinjo-san had come here in the afternoon, and that's what he'd worked out. There were several reasons. First, Freesia couldn't keep her anymore, but due to her power, it would be difficult to give her to a normal orphanage. Second, Shinjo-san was taking a different route than the other officers on this case, so he said he couldn't give her to a police facility. And the most important thing of all was that this was what Yamazoe wanted. Having her old friend Yui seemed to be helping her a lot.
That's great, Ukichi-chan. Yes.
She blushed a little and nodded.
Thanks, Dad.
Don't worry, I'm actually glad to have her. Unlike a certain someone, she's very nice and does a good job with the chores. Once she's feeling a little better, she says she's gonna help her around the clinic too.
Dad, I can assume that last one was directed at me.
Yui pouted, but Dad just laughed and ran his hands through his hair. Through her hair.
Where should we put her? We don't have any spare rooms right now. You want to stay with me, right? Right?
We can't do that. What about Yuto?
Who cares? You don't mind, do you?
See, he does mind, so no. Then what about my room?
No way, B-Bro, you're such a pervert.
For God's sake, I sleep on the damn couch.
There's no way that's a good idea.
No, that's not what I meant. Assholes. Once the case was settled, I intended to leave. So I could sleep in the dining room or something, and she could have my room. But Cruz seemed to know exactly what I was thinking, and she poked me in the stomach. What?
I'm not letting you just leave us again.
The deal was that I'd only stay here until the case was resolved, right?
That's true, but I've told you a bunch of times that I don't think you've got any business living on your own.
Dad's only slept after his hands together.
Oh, I know. We do have a spare room.
Huh?
You know, we had that room that we used to use when the nurses did overnight shifts.
Huh? We use that room as a storage room now, though.
But that room gets a lot of sun, so I've been thinking that's a waste to use it as a closet.
そう思ってた
Then
の
you
な
should have cleaned it
ら
out
も
earlier.
っと早く片付けてほしかっ
Cruise
た
aside
わ
and turn to me.
うん
We can clean it out tomorrow.
明日
Help me with
部屋
it,
の片
okay?
付けをしましょう。はーい。
Okay,
Yuto answered cheerfully.
でも今夜は
But
ど
what
う
do we
しよ
do
う
for
か。
tonight? Yui can
ゆい
stay
と
with
うきちゃんが
Uki-chan,
一緒
and
で
Yuto can stay with Dad,
ゆう
but
と
does that
は
work?
父さん
work?
とでいい？
Yeah.
よし決まり
okay, okay, got futon ready. You, can you help
手
me?
伝ってくれる
Okay,
私
I can do it
自
myself,
分でやり
ma'am.
ますから大丈夫
It's fine. You don't have to do anything.
何がどこ
You
にあ
don't
る
know
の
where
か
anything
まだ
is,
分かって
right?
ないでしょ
Stop being
あ
so
と
polite.
敬語はいいって
Yes, ma'am.
だから
Stop saying
そこ
ma'am.
は
Just
は
talk
いじゃ
normally.
なくて
Try it,
うん
okay?
うんね
Okay.
でも私も手伝う
I'm
の
going
で
to help too.
そう
Yeah,
そ
and
れ
let's
じゃあ
go.
一緒に
あ
Oh,
ちょ
wait a
っと待
sec.
ってくれ
I stopped Yamazoe before Yui could take her out of the room.
どうしたのタクラに
What's wrong, big bro?
山添
Yamazoe, I talked to
Shinjo-san
Shinjo-san,
から話は
but I
聞いた
want to
けど。
ask you one more time.
はい
Yes?
僕のスマホ
You really don't know where my
今
smartphone is,
どこに
right?
あるか本当
Do
に
you?
スマホ
Smartphone?
ほらこういうのだよ
You know, like one of these.
Yui took out her phone and showed it to her. When Yamazoe saw it, she finally seemed to remember.
ああ新
Oh,
庄さん
telephone
が
that
見せてくれた
Shinjo-san
電
showed
話
me.
機の
I
こ
put
と
it
で
back
す
where it
ね
fell.
その後
Do you
誰
know
が
who
拾
picked
っ
it
たの
up?
か
はい
I don't.
す
I'm
みません
sorry.
I
そ
see.
うか
So it was just like Shinjo-san had said, after all. Then who exactly had my phone and the picture inside it? And how had they been able to call Ito's phone?
タクラに
Big bro,
もう
can
い
we
い
done go now?
話は
Are you
終わ
done
り
talking?
Yeah.
それじゃあ寝
Let's
る
get
準
ready for
備
bed
しに
then.
行こ
Dad, I
う
need
父
some
さ
stuff from the
んとり
clinic,
あえ
right?
ず病院の使っ
Yeah, we just hung them up to dry, and there should be one we haven't used yet, and there's also the sheets.
分かってる
I
って
know. Oh,
Ah,
wait,
so
Lee-chan, do you want to take a bath there?
お風呂も一緒に
Yes, ma'am.
はいだから
Told you to
は
stop
いじゃないでしょ
Okay.
うん言っとくけどユウは
You're
別だから
not
ね
take one with us, okay?
わかってるよ。
I know that.
ユイのやつ
Yui's really
随分
excited.
とはしゃいでる
そうね。でも
Yeah,
わかるわ
but。I can
や
understand.
っぱりお友
It's
達
nice
ってい
having
いものよ。
Cute. Yuki took Yamazoe and Yuto out of the room.
クルスは大丈夫か
Are you okay, Caruso?
どうして？
Why do you ask?
ほら
You know,
食費と
because of the
か
food expenses and
いろんな世話
stuff.
とか
We got another
一人
person
分
to take
増える
care
だ
of
ろ
now.
世話は
We'll
平
be
気よ。
fine. Uki-chan said she's going to help run the house, so it'll actually get easier. As for food expenses, as long as Dad works hard.
Yeah, leave it to me. Oh, I'm gonna hit the bathroom, by the way.
Dad quickly ran out of the room to escape Caruso's gaze.
I gotta get out of here.
That man. She chuckled, but there was a kindness in her laugh. How's Mishiro completely awakened? Shall I do it? More. More? Yes, more. More suffering, more regrets, the pain of the abandoned. And for that, more. Max Caddy. Sunday. Ayamura Yamazoe and I got a full medical check at a hospital run by one of Dad's friends, just like Shinjo-san had suggested. And now the numbers, brainwaves, electrocardiographs, MRIs, and other images were lined up on Dad's computer screen. Of course, as a complete amateur, I had no idea what any of it meant. Kunosada-san was talking to my dad as if she was one of his colleagues, rather than addressing him as the much older man that he was.
おかしなものって何ですか？
What do you mean you found something
ただ
strange?
で
I'm
さえ
already pissed
こん
off
な
that I have
検
to do
査
this
されて
exam, and
ム
I'm
カ
supposed
つ
to
い
meet
て
up with
るの
some
に。
friends today.
しかも女子同士って一度
A
断
girl blows
る
off
と
up,
後
and
々
our
面
girl
倒
makes
なん
things
です
complicated down the
よ。
road.
Arma put her hands on her hips and complained. Yamazoe, for her part, looked scared. She was hiding behind me and trying to stay out of Kunosada-san's sight.
素人は黙ってろ。
You don't know anything, and you need to shut up. You're getting in the way.
はあ？
What? No way. If I don't make things clear now, who
ここでちゃ
knows
んと言っと
what
かないと。
you're going to do
こ
in
の
the
先
future?
どんな時
Amateurs like you piss
そう
me
いう
off
こ
the
とを言う
most.
ど素人が一番腹が
Why are you
立つ。
such an asshole?
なあ有村さん
Hey, Armura-san, Kunosada-san, don't you
そう
ever
やっ
get
て
tired of
一
fighting
日
all
中
day?
喧嘩してて疲れないか
Shinjo-san sighed like he always did. Arimura's eyes narrowed as she glared at Kunosawa-san, who just left. So, Dr. Sakura, what'd you find?
If you found something, tell me as fast as you can. I want to go shopping after this.
Sure, I will. First, as for why Uki-chan stopped growing, we won't know for a while. It'll take time to get results back on her chromosomal and hormone tests. And for you two, you're in good health. No issues with any of your internal organs. But Takeru's showing clear signs of being an unbalanced diet. Certain nutrients are very clearly missing. I'll make this very clear to Nono. And you, Arimura-san, need to cut back on the sweets and fatty food. No junk food. You're on a straight path toward obesity right now.
Enough about their bodies. How about their brains?
Yes, well, this is an MRI scan.
Dad clicked on one of the images, which displayed images of a human brain. Arimura must have found the sight of her own brain creepy because she looked away. Yamazoe didn't seem to know what it was and stared at it from behind me confused. Kunosawa-san clicked through the image slowly, checking each little part in turn, but then finally tossed it away. All three of them are negative, aren't they?
Yeah, the MRI shows negative.
What does that mean?
Negative? What? Does that mean I'm stupid?
Arimura staggered back as if she'd been given some kind of shocking news. Yes, you're stupid. Extremely stupid.
No way.
No, that's not what the word means.
Dad chuckled a little.
Kunosawa-kun, you're an even meaner person than I've been told.
If she does know what negative means, then I'd say calling her stupid is fair.
I see what Shinjo-kun's going through.
Help me, sir. Help me. Shinjo-san gave Dad a tired smile.
Don't worry, Arimura-san. Negative in the medical sense is a good thing. It means there are no unusual symptoms.
Huh?
Your brain's completely normal.
Oh, you scared me.
Arimura sighed with relief, for once acting like a girl her age. Lately, I'd finally understood that this was who she really was. She told me once before that she was always trying to be the person that people around her wanted her to be. So there's no relationship between a gigalomaniac's power and the enlargement seen in their brain.
At the very least, I can tell you that I'm not seeing any issues with them on these charts. You can decide for yourself what that means in relation to those what's it you're talking about.
Kunosawa-san frowned and lapsed into thought. But there was a commonality between all the murder victims. The brains all showed the same symptoms. Kunosawa-san showed Dad her tablet computer. It had several brain scans on it that weren't ours. Arimura looked away again. You can tell from looking at this, right? The cerebral neural cortex is swollen.
You're right. Now that you mention it.
Dad whispered as he looked at the tablet. Swollen? It's bigger.
That's right.
About 1.2 times their normal size. So if we wanted to see if your brain showed, the same symptoms. But the result was negative. Your brains are no different than a normal person's. Again, what I think is happening is that I think it's that the people who were victims didn't have these normally. They didn't have these growths, but whatever it was that was done to them in order to kill them, that's when the part of their brain was enlarged. Which means something happened to the victims that caused their brains to swell.
I don't know about that. There isn't large enough. This isn't large enough to cause a problem with their daily lives. It wouldn't affect them mentally either. They probably didn't even notice it. In other words, the brains were either like that originally or this happened to them when they died. Perhaps this is what killed them. We don't know.
I looked at the tablet and nodded.
That's right.
Either way, we don't have enough dads to make a decision. If only we had 2 or 3 more victims.
I told you to stop saying that.
Shinjo-san treated it like a joke, but her face was completely serious and terrifying. So does that mean there wasn't any real point to the exam? You're kidding me.
No, it's not true. Knowing that you're healthy and your brain's fine is a blessing, right?
Shinjo-san tries best to make her feel better, but... Don't say things to me that you don't mean. You're just thinking, this is why Arimura is such a hassle just now, weren't you?
そんなことあるわけ。
Oops. Shinjo-san gave up and lowered his head. You know you can't lie to her. Sorry. Damn, what a waste of a day off. I'm leaving. Arimura grabbed her bag and tried to leave. Wait a moment. But she turned around the door when Kunosawa-san stopped her. What is it? Tell me one more thing. I need your power. No. I told you, Kunosawa-san, there's a right way to ask for things. But Kunosawa-san ignored him. I want you to ask Yamazoe Uki about her powers. Huh? Yamazoe shivered and hid behind me. Dad saw her and frowned in a way that only I could notice. Then he said, I'm going to hit the restroom, and walked past Arimura and out the door. On the way out, he whispered to me.
I'm going to leave for a bit. Psychic powers are outside my field of study as a doctor. Just listening to this makes me feel like I'm going to go crazy.
Fair enough, honestly. After Dad left, Kunosawa-san looked at the tiny little Uki with cold eyes. Yamazoe, you don't seem to know the details yourself, so just tell me what you know. Her harsh tone only scared Yamazoe more, but I looked at her and nodded, and she tried her best to work up her courage.
I think I have the power to make what someone imagines into reality. I guess.
What someone imagines? Can that someone be anyone?
Anyone near me.
Can it be anything? For instance, if I imagine this coin. Kunosawa-san took out a penny and showed it to Yamazoe.
It can be things like that, or not.
What do you mean by not?
I don't know how to describe it. Situations, maybe?
Situations?
Like, if they want to be pretty, or if they want something to happen.
And that becomes real.
Is it real? I don't really know.
I wonder, is maybe what she's trying to get at is that she shows people delusions of what they want? Because think about what Momose was shown. It was a delusion where she was going to take friggin' Yamazoe here to an orphanage because that's what she felt would be best for her. That was what was making Momose happy, to be able to give Yamazoe a proper try to start her on a path towards a normal life. But it was obviously still a delusion. So is it that maybe the Yamazoe's power is that she can make people witness what they want to see? Could you do it now if you want to?
No, I can't do it whenever I want to.
Well, Arimura? Kunosawa-san looked over, but Arimura just turned her head.
Yeah, she's not lying. It's all true, I guess.
So she subconsciously relived the wishes and thoughts of other people. I see. That explains how she disappeared from Frisia. Momose-san was thinking about how it got real bad. So her power could only reboot other people's thoughts and wishes, but not her own. It was like her own life. She had no hopes of her own, and only lived her life for the sake of others. In a way, it was a very sad power. If it happens whether you want it to or not, then it's similar to Arimura, Hinai's power. The power itself is impressive, but inconvenient. Sorry, I'm inconvenient. So when the start, Yamazoe?
Huh?
When did you get this power? Is what I'm asking. Was it during the experiments in the underground facility?
No, I was a vet student.
Then when?
I think it was after the Shibuya earthquake.
There we go. I thought so.
What's that?
I've looked into what they said and what you found about the victim's past When you put together, they all awoke to their powers at almost the exact same time. So the earthquake was the cause? That's still just a theory, unfortunately. Knowing the machine that was used in order to cause those earthquakes, the one that Narose made, I wouldn't be surprised that its destruction could have potentially caused some sort of outspill of power that may have changed people. I don't think it's impossible to assume that. If it happened right after the earthquake, and we know that the earthquakes were caused by the device that Narose made, then again, after Takumi had destroyed it, it's possible that it might have like changed some people as it was going out. The outspill of power just kind of landed on specific people for some reason. Kusawa-san started to type something into her tablet. Wait, earthquakes happen all the time. If everyone uncreated Giggle Maniac, we'd be overflowing with them. No, I'm not talking about the earthquake itself. Huh? You remember that something strange was observed in Shibuya during the earthquake, right? Something strange? I did remember, actually. Do you mean that white light? Kunosawa-san nodded. That white light. The white light that covered us right after the Shibuya earthquake. There were a lot of rumors about it, including one that said it was plasma caused by the earthquake, but I heard that no one really knew what it was, even now. I'm surprised. I didn't take you for a conspiracy theorist, Kunosawa-san. What conspiracy theory? Wait, do you mean the one from after the earthquake? I was talking about a certain rumor that had gone around right after the earthquake. The rumor said that the earthquake was caused by a secret tectonic weapon experiment, a joint project between the US and Japan that might have gone awry, and that the mysterious light was caused by its explosion. Nope. This rumor also said that Chaos Child Syndrome, which is believed to be a form of PTSD, might actually be caused by the materials used in that weapon. The rumor was popular on that channel for a while, but people quickly got bored of it. By the time I'd woken up from my coma, no one was talking about it anymore. No, it'd be more accurate to say that instead of people getting bored of it, someone had done their best to erase all traces of it. At the time, I'd found it strange and started looking into it from outside the internet. Despite the scale of the earthquake, there had been no aftershocks afterward. All the damage had been concentrated in Shibuya, and the epicenter had been observed to be far too shallow. Yet not a single scientist was speaking up. Whenever someone raised even the smallest doubt, they were quickly shouted down as an idiot conspiracy theorist. I wish it was just a conspiracy theory. What do you mean? I think that light might have been the cause of everything. The earthquake was just a side effect of it. Are you serious? Then what do you think that light was? If I knew, my life would be a whole lot easier, but I'm sure that someone caused it. Narose and technically Takumi. Oh, I'm sorry. Can you figure that out some other time? All I want is for you to solve the case. Insane. I remember saw that Shinjo-san and Kunosawa-san were about to start arguing and readjusted her tote bag on her shoulder. I'm finished here, that right? Then goodbye. See you at school, Miyashiro-senpai. Yeah, see ya. See ya. See you around at Uki. And cheer up. She patted Yamazoe lightly on the head and left the examination room. Yamazoe softly whispered, "Yes, ma'am," as she watched her go. I think we're going to go ahead and end it here for today. So, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you all later. Peace.